Boys and girls, welcome to qualifier number 5 of the $2,500 Avalanche Cup, of course sponsored by Frost Esports and Trolley. Today you have, of course, Cairo Stims and me going to be your casters today. Cairo, how you feeling today?
I mean, it was an unexpected opportunity to cast this qualifier number 5, but I'm here for it. I am excited, and I can't wait to get into our first match, which is the Gastric Krillers versus Villainous. Now, both these teams, they started in winners round 2, and they have won each series since then, and they look to be on a roll.
It looks so too, but same with Villainous as well. Looks like Villainous did not stop until they reached the same as the Gastric Killers. It's going to be a fun match. Of course, on the Gastric Killers, we're going to have a wonderful roster right here. On that roster is going to be Lente, Wavy, Eris, and Daunt, and below that for the Villainous is going to be Tokyo, Snuff, Lubby, and of course Potato or Wrecked Potato. And it's going to be a great match. There's a lot of tough opponents that are going to be going against each other, and of course we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful day and night of course, that wonderful Rocket Car Ball. Man, who do you think's going to get this one, Stims? Who do you think?
Oh man, you asked me for a blind prediction this early on in the night. That's kind of you try to do that to me, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Oh well, I know a little bit more about the Gastric Krillers than I do about Villainous, so I'm going to go with the Gastric Krillers at least for game 1. The entire series, that's an even harder prediction to make. Maybe Villainous play the upset, they live up to their name and take the series. But my gut is telling me to go with the Gastric Krillers, at least for this series right now. And who knows, maybe they win this one and all the preceding ones, because we're bringing, 4 series tonight on stream? So it's going to be a long night of Rocket League action.
It's going to be a long but fun and entertaining night that is, Stems. I can't wait to see where this is going to go. But first, I'm kind of feeling a little bit anxious for some sugar. How about you, Cyro? How you feeling for some wonderful sugar?
Oh, sugar. How can I say no? It's sugar. Everybody loves sugar. It's addictive.
Yes, everybody loves sugar, especially when you're looking at, of course, Trolley. Trolley's one of the sponsors tonight for our amazing qualifier number 5. Go ahead and dig your hand at some beautiful, tasty sour worms that are just delicious with every bite. You also have 3 kinds you can get. One, of course, is like a mix by mix. There's 2 flavors in one. And then the next is like a bursting crawler where you can take a bite and you have juice flow out, almost like a gusher, but better. And of course, but last but not least, you have a very berry flavor, which is so unique and so sweet and soury at the same time. If you want to get some sugar rush, you want to get some sugar into your system, make sure you check out Trolley for a good everlasting taste of sugar high.
I don't know, sugar high. You might be too, agitated to actually watch the series. So maybe save the sugar for the celebration when you need that energy to run around. But because we want your eyes on the gameplay, that's where we want the attention to be. That's what we're focusing on. So yeah, save the energy for the celebrations. Yeah, I am definitely getting excited for this series, and I know we're hopefully going to be hopping into it shortly here, but I have to ask you there, Dirty, what is your prediction? Because you can't just ask me and then not give your own.
Well, this is how this works. If there's 2 casters, you can never choose the same team. No offense, Cyro, but I gotta go for Villainous. They've done the same thing as Gastric Killers have. They beat every team through the series 2-0. I think they're gonna take this away and win this series and go on, of course, to the winner semifinal. And aside from that, I think they might be going against Midnight versus the Three Stooges. That's the next game that we're probably going to see in the next matchup. But I cannot wait to see this gameplay get on the way. We're just setting it up right now, giving everybody into the situation, into the private match, and we're going to be getting this underway. And hopefully, we'll be seeing some amazing talent from these 2 teams. I know I've seen a little bit gameplay of a little bit before of Villainous. Very good with the ball, good at passing, making sure they keep up a lot of space, and also good with, of course, field awareness, getting demos and stealing boosts when need to be. And also, it looks like a little bit from the same opponents as well as of Gastric Killers. They do a good way of that, but they're more, of course, control heavy. So we'll see where that goes, Stems.
Yeah, there's definitely numerous ways to play the ball, your own play style, playing to your enemy style. But really, I've always found out that whoever controls the tempo of the game controls the tempo of the series. And that also means you have possession of the ball. And one of the easiest ways is that to get possession is, well, put it in the air and just style on your opponents. So hopefully we get to see some great aerials today as they just maintain possession style, some flip resets, some wall bangs, whatever you want to call it. I hope we get to see it here today.
Definitely do agree with that. And of course, when we talk about styles, it's always good to see fast aerials in play. If you guys have seen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and a lot of the RLCS championships for Worlds, what was that game? It was Moist Esports versus Furia, if I remember correctly. And it was the most amazing gameplay I've ever seen in my entire life. It was all fast action, contain the ball, mechanics, and I think everybody would say that was actually the highlight of the whole entire series as of gameplay as a tournament. This is probably what Rocket League is going to be now for meta wise. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend for everybody to check it out. But it's nonstop action, fast paced, aerials, control the ball, get the demos, and it's nonstop. I mean, these players will get bumped, they will get rammed, and they would also just mechanically get back into the rhythm where it won't even hit them off track.
Yeah, you speaking of getting them knocked off track, and resiliency is a huge part of that. If a player is resilient, they can take those bumps, bruises, and stay on track. That's always a good look for a team. But Rocket League, like any other game or sport, are not immune to the mental factors that go into that because they've already played numerous series. They should be warmed up. But the question is, when does fatigue maybe start setting in? Especially with this tournament already being a few hours into it. It's definitely not a short sprint to say the least. We're looking more at a marathon here. So, Dirty, what is your thoughts about maybe early fatigue for some of these teams, especially if they have to play a full series consistently?
Mental stability is some of the hardest things when competing in esports, especially with me being a semi-professional coach and professional manager in the past. Especially for RLCS, I was actually in Asia, APAC for RLCS for the South. I was with Team Celestial as their CEO and CCO. It was pretty spectacular to kind of get the teams together. And what you want to do basically is take your team and kind of set them down. You want to all get into like a same mindset. You have chemistry on the field. You also want to have chemistry mindly. All right. So you want to sit there and kind of talk with your players, kind of get them on the same page, and everybody just needs to be the same. If something happens, it's not a mistake. In Rocket League, mistakes are not mistakes. Mistakes are opportunities to create an off-ball situation where you can impact the game further. And that's something that needs to get through a lot of players' heads when they go into this kind of tournament is when you make a mistake, don't think about that mistake because now you're already behind in mindset. Again, got to keep it up. Mindset and of course your mentality is one of the most important thing in esports, and you'll see a lot of it in this competitive Rocket League.
Yeah. And when we're playing in a tournament of this size, there's so many factors to go into it as well. There's always the unknowns. And unfortunately, we did have a lot of DQs at the very, very beginning, but the teams that stick it out usually are rewarded for their perseverance. Now, there are definitely more teams than just the Gastric Killers and Villainous so far. I know, Dirty, you've touched on a few of them, being the Three Stooges and Midnight, but there's also the Missouri Baptist University versus Minions, Thick Wood versus Illusion Esports as well. So there's definitely some other bangers happening during these quarterfinals as well. So we're going to have a pretty stacked semifinals by the looks of it.
And something I can always encourage, and I always like to see the schools get involved in these small tournaments to large tournaments. It always kind of puts like an up in your step, saying, I always say to a lot of the players that I work with, a lot of them are in college and stuff like that. I always tell them, school first, then Rocket League, because, you won't, Rocket League, you can only do so much for your life, and you always have to have that backup. But to be able to see again off track, to be able to see these universities come into here just makes me so happy and fulfilled, knowing that there's a team or university who's going into little tournaments like this, trying to make an impact, trying to, of course, take their way and take their team through some tricky thrills, basically trying to get them stirring to different levels of gameplay. That when we get to the qualifiers for RLCS, if you verse a diamond team or a champ team or GC that's kind of low, you know how to handle that kind of situation. Actually, a lot of pros have a hard time dealing with those kinds of teams because they're not used to having so many people whiff the ball or not pass correctly or hit it off to a certain direction that's not understood, or a lot of things come into play. So when you play in the low tournaments like this, it gets you a better feeling, which could help you in your CRL career, CRL career, or even your RLCS career. And it's something that's very important for a lot of pro teams and even smaller teams of the CRL events. So that's awesome to see that in Stims.
Yeah, and looking at the overall bracket here, MBU has definitely been the school that has made it the farthest. But by my count, there's at least four, maybe five other schools that have been in this tournament who have already been knocked down to the lower bracket, such as Concordia University, Northern Michigan. Then there was San Jose as well, and I believe there's one more I may be overlooking. But either way, this shows that the collegiate level of Rocket League is starting to thrive. It's starting to reach out and develop roots in multiple different scenes instead of being its own isolated thing. And that just does so much good for the community as a whole. So it's really fantastic to see that, especially once these teams start having success. It can definitely be, hopefully, another pathway to pro or at least a career in esports because the industry is only ramping up and getting bigger as we speak.
Well, I definitely do agree on that, Stems, and it's nice to see a lot of these even high schools. The high school near me actually placed second in Michigan for Rocket League as of last year as a fall series. It was pretty cool to see that and how they played that out. And it's really cool to see how now schools and a lot of the, I don't like saying it, but a lot of the older adults and the older generation kind of like looking at it now, be like, oh, okay, this is a lot harder than we thought it was. It's not just like all games. It takes brain power, it takes strategy, and it takes a lot of mentality and a lot of thoughts and a lot of energy than people think to play these kinds of games. I mean, this is kind of on the same level as a lot of your main sports. Of course, not physically, but mentally aware and mentally wearing down is the same as those sports. And I think we're actually having some esports possibly going into the Olympics, if I remember correctly. They were saying something about it, Sims, but I can't remember exactly when that was or what that was. I don't know if you want to go ahead and come back up on that.
Oh, well, I can build off multiple points that you said there. Is one
Okay.
of the quotes I've heard around esports, especially in education settings, is that esports doesn't create more screen time. It instead provides structured screen time. And structure, especially at a young age or through the development stages of growing up, definitely does help. It teaches you to use your time, gives you good habits instead of, for instance, my generation, because I'm a bit of a boomer at 27, where we just played all night and then just threw school to the wind because we were up 4 a.m. playing whatever it was at the time. For me, it was Halo 3, Halo Reach, give or take. But that structured screen time, it's just so much better overall. And then to transition to the Olympics, you could argue that's one of the most structured places in sports, period. It has the longest history of any sports competition out there. It has the most variety. So esports starting to be included in that would be fantastic. I know there was recently the Commonwealth Games, which were a pretty great series to watch. They had both men's and women's teams, or I believe it was open and women's teams, which is fantastic to see
Mhm.
that inclusivity. And that is really what these small tournaments are about at the end of the day, getting the community involved, including everyone that you can in the community. And that inclusivity is just such a good feeling and habit to see from these small organizations like Frost Esports. And we need more organizations like Frost to step up and do it to help grow the community in a healthy way.
Exactly. This is what these tournaments are doing, Stim. It's bringing everybody together. It's creating a healthy environment. And the thing with video games is how it was started out a lot for us in Rocket League. I'm 24, so I'm 3 years younger than you. Pretty cool, And I agree. Back in the day, we'd be playing video games up all night, and it would have made a thing. Like you said, I would throw my homework away. My ADHD would come into attack and be like, "Yeah, I just want to play games. Forget all this other stuff. I'll clean my room later." But as we become adults, it's not that way anymore. um,
Oh, yeah.
but the coolest thing about that is now is just it it's just so cool to see how video games has evolved over time and to see now where it is today. And if we get more community for people to join, it brings us together. People who play video games are sometimes people who have high anxiety, or people who have a low self-esteem, or a lot of the people who aren't used to being in a public zone. They don't feel comfortable or anything like that. That's why a lot of us play video games, to get away from that realistic life, to kind of go into a fantasy of our own. And to have these communities all together is something that's very important because it brings everybody together, and you get to meet people who are just like you and might have the same thing that you're dealing with. And that's why I love about, of course, there's a lot of bad stuff like bullying and all that stuff like that. But this is where we control a lot of that, and it makes me happy to see that's where esports is going. Bringing people together and making the best part of everything.
Yeah. It's seeing the overall state of esports, how it comes from a fairly toxic online culture, as you alluded to. As it becomes more mainstream, we are starting to address those issues. We're starting to hold space for people to be vulnerable in, to address mental health issues in esports. And it's such a good direction to be in, such a good movement to see. But really, at the end of the day, it all centers around esports around the chosen game. And even back in the MLG days, it was always about the game, who can make the best play, and it's about celebrating those victories. Sometimes there's always going to be some trash talk in there, some banter as well. But it seems like we do have a bit of a bracket update as well, where Missouri Baptist University lost to Minions in a sweep there. So Minions advanced 2-0 as well to the semifinals. And
Woo!
in their counterpart, Thickwood and Illusion Esports go the distance for 3 games, where Illusion Esports picks up the series win 2-1. So the bottom semifinal is currently playing, and we're still waiting for the results of the Three Stooges and Midnights to advance as well. And it does seem like Gastric Krillers actually beat Villainous there in a sweep. So I'm sorry, Dirty. You're 0-1 on predictions so far.
I'm never good at predictions. Never good at predictions. But we did hear from back in the back rooms of the wonderful tournament here. I did hear that Midnight is 1-0 right now in that series of the best of three. And looks like they may be taking this. It depends on how this second game goes for them. But we're already 24 minutes in. So, I mean, they must be playing the heck out of that car ball right there. You know what I mean? And I guess it have to be in overtime quite a bit for it to hit 24 minutes. But pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot wait to get this away and get this on a roll. It's going to be a fun one out there. Let's talk about, while we're waiting on, of course, Three Stooges and Midnight, let's go ahead and look at Illusion Esports and Minions. Something that's really cool here is it says, like, Minions beat, of course, as you said, 2-0 against Baptist University. And how that series went was game one was 2-win, of course, in favor of Minions, and last not least, game two and Minions 5-4. So they're pretty close games right there, which tells me, of course, they went into overtime and had a little bit of a struggle back and forth. So Missouri Baptist University might be able to come back with a win to get into, of course, the losers quarterfinal, losers semifinal. Now, if we look onto the bracket below that, all right, or of course the series below that, we of course have Thickwood versus Illusion Esports. Now, this is a whole different ball game as of a series. It was 3 game series that they played right here. Of course, 2-1 Illusion Esports took it. Game one was 4-3 Illusion Esports. The second game was Thickwood 4-1 taking that second game, and to end it all, we have 5-1 Illusion Esports totally figuring out how to play the game and taking out Thickwood overall. So I'm gonna say for this second series in the winners semi-final, I'm gonna have to say overall, I think Illusion Esports is gonna be dominating over Minions. But of course, we never know until we see it. But that's what I can see from stat wise. What do you think, Stems? You think about that?
I think it's okay to be wrong twice in a night. It, it is what it is. I'm going to go with Minions. I've seen Gavilan and West play pretty extensively in other tournaments, so I definitely have faith in this roster as well. They're pretty cohesive from what I know, and West, Gavilan, they've definitely had some highlight performances for sure. And when a series just gets blown out of the water, like with Thick and Illusion, it's hard to tell what actually happened there. Did one team just sort of give up? Did one team just fall apart? You don't really know, but in a close series, you know that both teams are fighting at their fullest to advance. It maybe is a sloppy series, but who knows? But more importantly, Midnight just won their second game against the Three Stooges, so they advance to meet the Gastric Curlers in the semifinals. So soon, very soon, I am sure we'll hop into our semifinal match on stream here. But first, Dirty, I'm going to pick the Gastric Krillers again. Explain to me why you would pick Midnight, unless you want to be wrong 3 times tonight.
Well, I'm gonna pick Midnight. Okay, I'm gonna pick Midnight because I think that looking at the stats that they'd already brought in from, of course, that winners quarterfinal to become into this, all right, into this amazing winners semifinal, all right. What they did was a kind of impressive. All right, they took this game 6-5 and then 5-3, which means not only did they adapt over time, they were able to shut down less goals shot on them. All right, and then we're also able to put more goals on net after a certain period of time. So I think Midnight, if they can get it this, even if they lose in game one, they're gonna come back in game two and have Gastric Killers bite the dust. in this wonderful series. But we are finally having everybody in their places. Stims, I cannot wait. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's about time we get these wonderful teams into here and get this started off. And it's, of course, going to be blue is going to be Gastric Killers, and Midnight is going to be orange, it looks like. Am I right? I'm right, am I? I'm always right. I'm always right.
We'll find out one way or another once we get into the game, because everyone does it a little bit differently. But regardless, I am just excited to be able to cast some Rocket League action here with you tonight for the Avalanche Cup, that huge prize pool, and this last qualifier number 5. Now, as this is the last qualifier, this is basically do or die for the shot at the big money coming up in that Avalanche Cup. So these teams, they really can't afford to hold anything back right now, can they?
No, they cannot. Well, while we wait for this, get ready. If you had $2,500, Stems, what would you do with that?
Buy a new graphics card, because the 4000 series are just about to come out,
Yeah.
and graphics cards are always pricey. But
Dude,
if I wasn't going to blow it in one shot, it would probably be some more casting gear, maybe a new car in Rocket League, because I'm still rocking the default Octane after way too many years.
Wow, you had the way different views on that. I would put it towards bills.
Meh, bills.
Just pop it into the bills.
The thing is, though, is that bills will always be there. It's like death. They're always there, eventually on the horizon. Where,
Yeah, true.
a little bit of pleasure is something that you can indulge in once every so often, especially when you get a huge influx of cash, like if you won the Avalanche Cup. So, yeah, I would have to go with the indulgence first and foremost.
Definitely do agree. Definitely do agree. Well, I can't wait to get this underway. We're just waiting for a couple of people to get into this wonderful match. We can hear the crowd waving their flags and going crazy for this one. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful play-by-play. We're just waiting and waiting and waiting. While we're waiting, looks like we got 10. We got it up to the start. Looks like it's going to be Nightmare in blue and Gastric Killers in orange. And we're just going to be starting it off right now. Best of 3. Winner semifinals. 5 to the 1. And boom.
Here we are. Finally, our first semifinals on stream anyways tonight, and it's already kicking off with some high octane action. Beast puts it down, but Wezzy can't quite find the following touch. And so far, it does seem like both these teams are comparable. The blue side definitely has the advantage so far.
Definitely do agree. Right now, of course, is going to be Wavy trying to get a shot right there on top of it. Looking for it. Puts it up. Shadow. Beautiful Shadow defense. Puts it over to the corner. Daunt now able to catch it. Gets it over 1. Not able to get it past Woozy. Beautiful save there. Right now, of course, Orange on the attack. Looking to get past the defense of Blue. Eris over trying to knock Beast away. Can Beast almost make it? Double commit there. And it looks like it's going to be a back and forth battle with only 1 minute remaining as of on the clock.
Well, I think you mean 1 minute off the clock, not 1 minute remaining. I know Rocket League is a fast game. I don't know if it's that fast.
I meant to say 4 minutes remaining, with only 1 gone on the clock. Man, it was waiting for. I got cold caster's tongue.
I mean, it is frosty out here, okay? But regardless, Daunt had a great challenge earlier, and that definitely prevented a goal. Shadow with some great defense there as well. And it definitely seems Midnight has the more explosive offense right now. But really, it's Gastric Killers who have the better chances. Now, Wuzzy with a prime chance there as well, but Daunt with a huge save coming down at the backboard there.
Here we go. Blue still on the attack. Beast, beautiful 50, but not enough to get it past Eris. Eris trying to play with the ball. Nice and easy. Flick over 1. Now it's going to be, of course, Woozy taking it back. Daunt, can they make it all the way? Almost over, down. Looking for the shot. Blocked by Shadow. Wavy, another shot on Shadow again. The Lord and Savior right there. Beautiful Beautiful saves. Wow, that's going to get 3 saves right there almost. Wow.
Oh. Okay, so
Shadow and
Gastric
Woozy.
Krillers, they're definitely looking for the infield passing plays here as well. That was a dangerous centering pass there as well. But Daunt carries this one up off the wall. He's looking for Wavy there on the far side. He might carry it himself. But no, Shadow with a good defense. And it feels like Shadow's being the name on our tongues for most of this game one so far.
And this is getting crazy and crazy. Here we go. Woozy trying to posh it up. Looking for the attack, which of course going to be Nest Beast. Nest Beast over the Woozy. Trying to get that mid, but of course Wavy is going to go ahead and take it over the Eris. Looks like we're going to be possibly having an attack. It's a fake. Nest now with the ball. 2 to beat. Can they get it? No. Shadow
Ooh.
controlling. Up in the air, not enough. Just playing and daddling with the ball is not going to be putting it into the net. It's going to be back and forth now, as now the wonderful orange team is going to be passing over and on the attack.
Yeah, on the attack is always where you want it to be because a good defense is good offense. But it's Wuzzy over to Shadow. Shadow with a shot on net, but a good save there out of Wavy. And now Nesbeast couldn't quite get the read there, so Eris has a chance here, and that's looking like an open net, but Shadow is back for it. And the fake doesn't quite work as well. The second effort from Daunt is there, but once again, Shadow stands tall. And you can't really escape a Shadow, can you? It's kind of attached to you.
And here we go, Shadow over to mid, looking for Woozy. Wavy knocks it out. Beautiful touch to give him room to get the back with the rotations. Beast, shot on that. Eris controls it over to the left corner of orange. Eris now looking for the push over. Woozy controls. Wavy ignites. Push it over the Shadow with the connection. Shadow trying to now control this ball. Gets it past one defender in front of the net. Knocked away by Wavy. Gonna be looking like again. Back and forth. Loose ball.
Oh,
Couldn't
no.
go all the way
no.
in. Too much pressure from the back three. That's gonna be Gastric Killers.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker. That's a heartbreaker there for Midnight. They had such solid defense for so much of this game one, and then that long ball just kind of trickles its way through down the field. But with the pressure that Midnight has been mounting, that they are in position to score another goal here. Shadow already looking with a good infield pass there. Daunt has to carry that one wide. Doesn't really amount to much so far, but we're nearing that 30-second mark, and it's all Midnight right now. Wavy does have possession, tries to flick it out, doesn't get it past the midfield marker. Now Ness with the shot, 2 defenders double commit there. It's Shadow's ball, and he doesn't quite get the read on it or the double touches. It's high off the backboard. Whew.
Didn't have enough boost right there. Almost made it, Stims. That kind of had me at the edge of my seat. Here we go. Shadow with it, trying to look from it. Does not go for it. Comes back. Beautiful touch. Shadow still in this. Can they turn around? Demo.
Ooh.
Look at the
They
control.
gotta keep it up.
Here we go. Shadow up and at him. Look at going over. Knocked away. Nobody there in the back to recover it. And that's going to go, of course, sadly not in my favor for tonight. It's going to be Gastric Killers 1, Midnight 0.
But Midnight did show up huge for this game one here. Their shots on net were just a little bit underneath what Gastric was putting out overall, but it felt like they had so much pressure that they were usually the ones in the offensive end, where Gastric Krillers, they were attacking on transition for most of that game there, and that's where they found their opportunities. But Shadow, if he keeps performing like that, I think Midnight could turn the series around, but it is going to be a drastic uphill battle for them.
Of course, we have Gastric Killers. If we look at the shots right now, we have 8 shots and only 1 has connected into the goal, which is a beautiful, beautiful wake by Shadow, who actually got a savior during that match with 4 saves. And that was just a beautiful play by them. Very good defense. But we can't just rely all the defense on that third man. It looks like Shadow's playing a little bit third right there. And when you leave the ball against your third man so much and you leave your third man alone with 2-on-1, I mean, it's going to be looking bad for you, especially with the ball finally going past Shadow to be able to get them 1-0. Now, as I've stated beforehand, in that last series, I think that Nightmare's going to be able to pull this off because right now they're adjusting. They're getting into where they need to go, and that's what we're going to see here. But right now, the series, 1-0, Gastric Killers, ready to go at it again. And of course, 5-minute match. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right, here we go into game 2 right now, and it's Dawn on the Gastric Krillers who gets the first decent touch of it. He carries it high, gets a good centering pass to Wavy, and oh, he can't quite dunk that one in. That's a great opening look to start this game 2 off on.
Here we go. Woozy over. A beautiful pass. Looking to get to Shadow. Not able to get it in there in time. It's going to be Wavy with, of course, just a little bit of a pre-jump right there. Not able to hit it where it needs to go. Not able to get contact at all, actually. Right here, Eris looking for the teammate in the mid. Woozy knocks him out and also controls the ball. Woozy again. Beautiful 50. Upright. Right where it needs to be. Over onto the net. Looking for the bump on Dawn, but could not get it all. Was almost a beautiful solo play. Teammates nowhere to be seen. Let's see if we can get a little bit more teammate action, put the ball more towards the net, and we might see Nightmare coming out of this.
One thing that I'm liking so far is that there have been a lot of early challenges, so they aren't letting either team have space in the air to work with. There's the few odd aerial plays, but now Ness has a chance here. Up on the backboard, gets it down for Woozy, but they can't quite connect there with a great defensive interception. And now it's Shadow trying to make a solo play here. Woozy comes in, gets the team bump, and they get the redirect. There it is, a good pass in field, and it gives them a goal.
As you can see right here, of course you have the double commit right here, but it's a beautiful pass from Ness to Woozy. Woozy puts it in right past the defender. Now that's beautiful, beautiful teamwork right there, and that's what I was talking about. That's going to win the game. When you can have control not only with one person, but with multiple on that field and controlling where you want to hit the ball, now you're creating some nice action. Here we go. Shadow trying to cake it, getting some bumps here. That's the second time bump now by, of course, the wonderful Killers onto the Nightmares.
Yeah, Woozy off on the backboard here, trying to get it clear. I don't think he gets past center field there, but it does trickle across. And Eric should be picking this one up. Good hit, but it's going to be Shadow. But Wavy actually gets a really good touch there for them to maintain that offensive pressure, or at least start generating it. But huge double commit in the air there. Dawn should have room to work with here. He's up in the air. There's one on the backboard, but he beats them out. And how does that not go in? Shadow with the monstrous save.
Shadow again, being a shadow in the dark, coming out like a ninja and attacking the ball and keeping it away from the back of the net. Beautiful work right there. Again, Orange still on the attack, looking to try to get this into the net. Beautiful pass over to Dawn. Not even getting it, but it is with Wavy. Pops it in and basically waves hello to the net, but goodbye to the ball as it pops into the top right. 1-1.
That was just a great tic-tac-toe play there. All three of them were involved in that play. All of them had a single touch there in front of the net, and they get a goal. And I'm not going to lie, there was a little piece of me that was afraid that they wouldn't be able to score an actual goal, that the long shot from game 1 was a fluke. But now that they've been able to answer the goal from Midnight, you know, my fears have been assuaged. Gastric Krillers still win this series with ease.
I don't think so. As long as we can get, of course, a little bit things on tight and on track, I think Nightmares can still take this away. They just have to keep on playing that nice teamwork, passing plays, and working with the ball. But here we go again, back and forth. Ooh. Beautiful save right there. It's a push by Woozy down to Dawn. Overlooking into the side right now. Dawn almost has it. Gets past one, but not able to get past Ness as they carry it across the net. Ness now with the ball, doing a beautiful carry with the air dribble. Gets knocked away by Wavy on course. Does not meet the direct target. And now we have Dawn doing the same thing onto the opposite position. Right now, if we look at the scores, it's looking 6 shots to 2. It looks like right now Nightmare's more accurate when they get their shot onto the net.
True, they're able to capitalize on their fewer opportunities, but at the same time, okay, nothing to worry about there. Shadow just doing Shadow things, of course. Wavy with a good clear here. But Woozy's up over to Ness. Ness has control on the ceiling, tries to bring it down, but Dawn with a great challenge. And this could be another long shot in, but no, the crossbar. The hero of the day keeps the game tied at 1 apiece right now. And Midnight, they definitely do not want to be giving over another one of those goals.
As I always say, oh, here it is.
Oh, no.
This could be it. Oh, the save. Like, I'm going to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The crossbar, I feel, the post and the crossbar is always the MVP in every game because they get the most assists and it gets the most goals. Prove me wrong. As well as the most saves. I mean, did you see that? That was
Yeah.
crazy.
It's also, I think, the only player or object that you can actually pay off, because when the crossbar is on your side, you are pretty much invincible in a regular match. But we are near or just past that 20-second remaining mark, and both these teams, they do not want to go to overtime. They want to end it here. And so it is Gastric Krillers with momentum, but Nespis is trying to carry this one out. Yet it's beat by Wavy there over to Dot in the corner. Dot's trying to carry this one to the center, but Shadow, he just keeps down, and this is going to be a dead ball unless Ness can do something with it. Has boost, has time to work with.
Lixo's over.
Goes over Eris. Ooh, but Dot
Shadow
does
with
fear
it to
Shadow.
Lucy.
Oh, ooh, okay, there it is.
Oh.
Ooh.
Overtime, 1-1. This is the game 2 of the series. If the Killers win this, then they go on to the next match. I can't wait to see what's going to be happening here. Shadow looks like he's going to be ready for this on the backboard. Gets a kill, but Dog with the wonderful demo, creating space for their team. Now it's on the sidewall in the corner. Eris with the control of the ball, knocked away again by Shadow, just creating no time or no reaction for them to create. Here we go, over onto the side, almost a beautiful shot on net, but just tapped away, not into the target zone that they wanted. And then we're going to be going back over to you, Stims. Look at this gameplay right now. This is beautiful defense by Nightmares, either way.
Yeah, they've been doing a fantastic job on defense, but at the same time, you have to give props to Gastric Krillers for the amount of offensive possession that they've had, because it's actually a challenge to maintain control of the ball for this long. But Ness has a chance here, puts it up for Wuzzy. It's going to be wide on that near post. Wavy trying to carry this one out, and your team bump there. They have a defender. Oh no!
Wow!
He still gets a touch on the ball.
Oh!
It doesn't matter. The ball is there from Dons.
Wow! This was a beautiful play here. As you can see, we have Eris who goes over to try to get to the demo and distract the defender, while, of course, Wavy gets with the ball. Wavy pushes it through, and, of course, you're going to be having the shot. Wow. What a beautiful game that was.
Sounds about right there.
That was a beautiful play. If they keep on playing like this, they may take the series. Or, I mean, the tournament, I meant the bracket. They already took the series.
Yeah, they took the series there, all right. But still, that was just it was a great performance out of both teams, let's be real. Midnight, they just couldn't find the offensive pressure in game 2, and with a short series such as the best of 3, if you can't get your momentum, you really feel like you're playing with some flat tires without any boost or gas in your tank. And I think they definitely felt that. Shadow, though, was definitely the spotlight for Midnight, and I think with his leadership tonight that they can definitely make the run in the lower bracket as well.
Oh, yeah.
But, they still got to make that run at the end of the day. Now, Gastric Krillers, they looked good across the board. I believe everyone there was contributing to their win. And we already know who their opponent is. It's going to be Illusion Esports, who beat the Minions 2-1. So I guess I got that prediction wrong there.
I got one.
You got one. I'll admit it, you got one there, so.
I thought I was 0-2, now I'm 1-2, and I'm going to keep my prediction, and I'm guessing you're going to keep yours too. In this next one, I think Illusion is going to be taking this all the way to the grand finals, and I can tell you this why. Because if you look at the series with Illusion versus Minions, Minions took the first game 5-1. If you look at the next 2 games, the Minions didn't score not even 1 goal. 3-0, 1-0, which means Illusion Esports is what we call a team that adjusts over time. They read their opponents, and then they switch their gameplay, it looks like, to attack and, of course, outplay their opponents. And that's something that's very hard to do. But let's see if that's true. It's true stat-wise, as we're looking at everything right now. But is it true in real gameplay? This is something I really want to see. But as we see with Gastric, Krillers, it's just crazy to see. I thought it was Killers, but it's actually Krillers.
Yeah, the R in there throws me off too sometimes.
Oh, did I say Nightmares? Oh, oops.
Either way, Midnight Nightmares, if Shadow is popping off like he did, it's very easy to understand why Midnight could be misconstrued as a nightmare, because the Krillers, they almost suffered a nightmare that match there with some of the opportunities that Shadow had, especially on defense. But either way, Midnight, they dropped down to the lower bracket. And in the lower bracket, I believe they will face the winner between Demons and Yo. And then maybe if they win, move on. But also in that lower bracket, we have a banger of a match right now going on between Minions and Audacity. Now, Audacity have made the losers bracket run since round one. So they've done what, six? One,
One,
two,
two,
three,
three,
four,
four,
five,
five.
seven. They're in their seventh losers bracket match right now, which is absolutely astounding to have a run that long, last that long as well. So they are definitely hitting their groove right now. So who knows? Maybe we have an upset and Audacity makes it all the way through to the grand finals.
What if it's just one of those? What if it's? I just heard from like one of the control room that we have right now that they said that it's going to be Audacity all the way, and this is something that I may be able to confirm because we do have teams in certain tournaments that actually start from they lose on purpose in the first round and then they just fly through the bottom bracket just for fun. You know what I mean? I've
Yep.
seen it before. Well, of course, you're risking it if you're going to be doing that. But it looks like Audacity isn't risking anything with how they're playing. But of course, we're going to be going on to our next game. It's going to be Gastric Krillers versus Illusion Esports. So it's going to be quite a fun game here. I'm going to try not to mess up the names. Uh, Whoever creates the match, maybe if you could help me out and put the names into the awesome, team orange and team blue. Smile.
uh,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. There's that wink, wink, nudge, nudge going on in the back room right now, just to make sure that Dirty continues being a fool. But either way, we're here to have a good time, and I'm definitely having a good time so far. And we do see that Illusion Esports, they will be on blue side, and Gastric Krillers will be on orange.
See
Cool.
to the back rooms, you're amazing. You're amazing. Just know that we wouldn't be able to do everything like this. But as for sitting here, I'm kind of getting tired, and you know what I need? I need some sugar. Do you know where we can find some sugar stems?
Oh, I think it's almost like a type of train, or is it a cart? Oh, oh,
No,
what's the word I'm looking for?
it's Trolli, but
Oh, okay.
Trolli. Sour bright crawlers should be treated as glowing deities as they wiggle their way into your taste center. That's not created by me, that's created by Trolli herself, which is an amazing snack. They actually have these things called sour bright crawlers, which is basically like a classic sour bright crawler with a delicious gooey explosion of flavor inside. Basically bite their heads off for a sour, fruity liquid burst that will only leave you craving more gummy destruction. And it's now available in 4 explodedly flavor combinations. So whenever you have time, go ahead and grab a pack of sour bursting crawlers at a store near you real soon. And here we go, blue versus orange, the ultimate rivals, Illusion Esports versus Gastric. Let's get at it.
Yeah, and here we are in game one, and Hesse already with a shot on net there, but Aris guides that one away. Now it's Nate with a chance over to Jalen. Jalen's up for it. Doesn't quite get anything there, but now Nate gets the waterfall shot right in front of the net. Can't quite find the double touch, but it's close. It's bouncing off the post. And my, oh my, what a way to start game one here in the first 20 seconds. And hopefully Gastric can find some breathing room because I sure aren't right now.
Wow, looked like Jalen was looking for that double touch out of that corner, but it's knocked away. Dawn, as usual, trying to create space with the team right now, looking for a demo, but not able to get it. Draylen knocks out of the way. Eris and now Nate up in the sky, trying to take this ball for each other's team. A beautiful pop away from Dawn, clashed with Wavy. Nate now in the corner, met by Eris. Eris over to Dawn. Dawn now trying to get it close to it into the net, but nowhere to be met. Jalen with the prediction as it pops over onto the orange side. It's going to be back and forth with only 4 minutes left and a minute of already absolute destruction as of shots on net by blue.
Oh, okay. Gastric Krillers, I have not seen them be this pressed for a long time right now. And it just feels like Illusion Esports, they're leaving nothing to allude to. They are dominating this game one so far with the amount of possession that they've had. So hopefully Gastric can find some sort of way to get something going for them, get some sort of momentum, whether it's pumping up their tires with good old hand pump, jacking up the car to put new tires on. I don't know. They need to do something. Otherwise, this match is not sustainable for them. And they will lose just from the sheer amount of opportunities that Illusion Esports is getting.
Well, if you've seen on the attack right there, Stim, something that I noticed is the just rotations coming off of Illusion Esports. Everybody's in basically position. Your third man and second man are always where they need to be. There's always somebody in the mid, which brings your shot count up and possession count up. Like right here,
Ooh.
you're always going to have now. You have Hesse in the middle, Nate now there, and now Hesse is still in the middle. Like, I mean, they're always in position, and if you have someone in position, it's always going to try to help you with your gameplay and help you out with the pressure. But
Ooh.
wow, talk about
Okay.
pressure. Look at this.
Like,
Eris.
I think he got the bump on Hesse there. Like, it would have been just a mild bump, but it made sure that Hesse couldn't continue his
Yes.
challenge on the ball. And so Daunt, sitting in that midfield position there, was just able to step up and get the free shot on net and the go-ahead goal. So, Gastric Krillers definitely making it seem like they are the killers because they are making great use of their few opportunities so far.
And here we go, down in the middle. Gonna be Jalen popping it up. Not able to get a shot on net because of the block. There we go, Eris. They need to get this out of the way. They need to create some prime time. Something I think that would definitely come out of this if they have a little bit more control from each team. You would have more opportunity because it looks like there's always a man in the back, or a man or woman, I should say, in the back third lane, ready for any kind of clears, which is very smart in this game now.
Okay, Daunt, he sees it. He's going for it. It's bouncing. It's the crossbar. And it's a clear by Jalen. Either way, I think momentum has started to shift right now because Gastric, they're starting to smother Illusion Esports, but Illusion are still able to find avenues to get out of their zone, which is important. If you start sitting too far back in your zone, you start getting boost starved, and then it's just a matter of time. But it's a lot of transition plays right now, but I think so far on the transition, Gastric Krillers have been the deadliest. And once
Oh!
more, Daunt with a good shot, slotting it in right under the crossbar.
I feel like they're getting way too much space over for Gastric Krillers. I think Illusion Esports needs to make more off-ball decisions. They need to start taking boosts. They need to start making demos. They need to stop the control of Gastric Killers to be able to make something of this. I mean, they have 5 shots on net. Same with Gastric Killers, but they don't have as many, of course, goals to withstand, They don't have the amount of... Just like that. I mean, that was a beautiful play, but they just don't have enough push or pressure to make the goals count.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that we're seeing from Gastric Krillers, but not Illusion Esports, is that Gastric will be very physical off the ball. They will bump your goaltender out of the net. They will get those demos needed to make these plays,
Oh.
and they will sacrifice
Oh.
a good look for a even greater bump. So I need to see Illusion step up their physicality here, but Hesse's trying to make a play there, gets challenged in the center field. Now it's Nate with good look at net, but Eris with a great stop. Jalen can't knock this one down, but it's stopped up in front of the net. And now Daunt should be able to get the clear there as it pops out for Eris, but Nate is with the challenge and the open net shot. So that is going to be 1 goal for Illusion Esports with 25 seconds left on the clock.
Little bit fast rotation from defense to offense right there, thinking that they had full control, but just the slightest touch from Nate drops it in, and now it's a 1-2 scenario. 25 seconds on the clock. It is still possible for Illusion to be able to get a tie on this series. 18 seconds left. Can they do it? It's going to be a push over from Nate over to the middle. Nobody there. Looks like Jalen's going to bump Nate, not meaning to do that. It's going to be up. Wavy with the ball, trying to push it all the way. Can they do it? No, knocked away. It looks like we might have something here, but why did Eris keep it up?
Because of the challenge. They were about to be challenged there, so Eris... Oh, okay, nearly put the 3rd goal in there, but I think that was the right play there. Just make sure there's no risk of Illusion Esports popping it back up to continue that play. So I think Eris, good heads-up play there, has to assist 5 saves. Definitely the player for Gastric Krillers in this game 1 so far. But Illusion Esports, that first 90 seconds was oppressive, but they couldn't maintain it. They couldn't capitalize on it. So eventually, Gastric were able to break out of that and start finding their opportunities. And as I said in the game, it was all about the transition plays, and that's where Gastric Krillers really shined in my eyes.
I definitely do agree on that as pertains. I did choose Illusion for this series. But something I did see a lot from Gastric, as usual, Dawn always has a lot of field management and field basically awareness to get a lot of demos, get a lot of bumps, make sure that they get in position, and make sure that they create a lot of space with that off-ball value. Off-ball value, if a lot of you do not know, is of course bumps, demos, boost stealing, and also even just making a rotation, getting to a specific rotation, like going upfield and getting extended play. I mean, this is all what you have to do to be able to have on ball a lot easier for your teammates. If you create space, you can play with the ball a little bit more, which creates more plays to get past your opponents. But right now, this is what they have to do for Illusion Esports. Get that off-ball value. That's what we're going to be talking about now. But here we go. First game is going to be going to Gastric Killers. And now, of course, Illusion has to try to come back.
Okay, Dawn was definitely looking for a fearless opportunity there. And it was broken up there, but it was still a good look early on. Now Nate trying to get something going here. Dawn breaks that up, looks for the double touch, doesn't quite have the boost for it. And I think Gastric Krillers, they're picking up exactly where they left off on the offensive tire front there. And I don't think Illusion Esports will be able to adapt quickly enough, as they seem to be a little bit directionless in their own zone by the looks of it.
Well, not even that. It looks like they're a little bit boost starves right there. Pushing through, trying to find it right now. Jalen with the ball, pushes it over to the mid. Nobody there facing the net. Everybody's facing the opposite way. You're not going to be able to get a play like that. Almost a shot on net by Dawn. It's going to be pushed up into the air. Hesse, free goal, pops it. No, Eris knocks it away. Jalen trying to pop it down for the teammate. Nate up. Nobody there. Hesse too far back as a rotation, and that could have been an offensive play right now. Again, Nate over the goal. Too many shots are not being controlled here, where it should have been at least 2 goals from that attack.
Yeah, you say it's a free shot, but if it doesn't go in, is it really free? Because Gastric Krillers, they've shown time and time and again as well in their series throughout the night that they are solid on defense as well. You can't just expect to run over them if you have an opportunity. They will defend the net, and Dawn has been great in net. Same with Eris as well. Wavy has had a few clutch saves like there. And I think that with a solid defensive foundation, it allows Gastric Krillers to be so offensive-minded here. And that was a great look there with a good pass.
Yeah, that's something I really like about Dawn. Dawn has a really good ability to control the ball, whether it be a dribble or even in the air, to be able to control that ball and put that ball where Dawn wants to put it. And most of the time, that's going to be in a teammate's hands to be able to be a shot on net or even to be able to get the ball clear of the opponent. And that's something I can always love, but oh my gosh! Almost had a double tap onto the net, saved by Wavy with a bicycle kick. Here we go, Nate now trying to be pushed onto the ball, trying to look for it. We have Wavy in the corner right there looking at it. Dawn now with the ball, trying to make a play as usual. Jalen now pushing it over down to, that's not Nate. Nate over the Hesse. Nate now trying to push it over the Hesse in the corner now. Let's see who can take it up. It's a demo. Off-ball value. There it is. Let's create some space for the team.
Ooh, but Dawn couldn't quite get the infield pass he was looking for up over to Eris. Hopefully Eris gets a good touch. Does actually get a good touch here. Brings it down. Carries it up. And no! The crossbar once more gets in the way there. The most valuable player objects. What does the P stand for when it comes to the crossbar?
What does the P stand for, crossbar?
Most valuable post? I guess it's a horizontal post.
Most valuable positioner.
That post. I like the post. Most valuable post. There we go.
Most valuable post. That works. I like that. It's beautiful.
All right, so Dawn's looking here on that near wall, but it just bounces up harmlessly for Nate to kind of control, bring down, but a double commit there gets some confusion. Eris with the shot. Wavy tries to get the redirect there, but Nate with the save instead. And I think Illusion Esports, they're lost in some sort of illusion right now because their earlier looks of grandeur seem to have just disappeared.
Like I said, they're having all these opportunities, but they need to get demos where they. There we go. There's one. Almost pops it in. Hesse, where was Hesse on that play? That would have been in. We need more demos from them. It looks like they're starving them right now. Not able to all the way. What a play. Now, of course, we have Nate.
Ooh. Okay, so now Air's trying to bring this one out. Pass it up to Wavy. Wavy gets the easy redirect in. And that's what you like to see here. With only 44 seconds left on the clock, this could be the golden goal. And once more, all three members of Gastric Krillers were in on this play.
We got a posture check over in the Twitch. We see that. Thank you for that. We'll make sure our posture is good and steady for you. Here we go. Jalen with the ball. Pops it out. It's another attack on net, but it's too high. Now it's going to be over to Nate. Now to Daunt. Daunt. Oh, Hesse with a little touch right there. Trying to get into it. That's going to be a demo for Nate. Finally creates a space, but there's no space to take advantage of. We have Nessie going up again. That's a beautiful hit right there. Jalen over to the mid. Nate trying to get it on top of it. Jalen almost responds. Are we seeing finally a comeback from this team? It's going to be a shot on net. Taken away. Popped up. Looking for it. Can Jalen take this?
No, I don't think he can. Doesn't
That's
have the
going
boost.
to be
He
away.
was on the wall. Oh, Nate. It's all to Nate now. He's got a little bit of boost to work with. Trying to carry it forward. Aris pops it up. They just need to knock this ball down. Jalen tries to flip reset. Doesn't quite get it. Cool. So Gastric Krillers, they take this series as well. We got one more.
It's the best of
five. Best of five. Okay, we're in the best of five. I thought we were in the best of three.
I was gonna say, wait a second. It's okay. We both made a mistake. It's okay. We're allowed one mistake, right?
Well, I mean, like if they win the series here, it means my prediction is right. So there's some alternative motives in there, but either way, if it's a best of five series, they just got to win one more game. And they're making it look pretty easy. 13 shots on net to the 5 coming out of Illusion. I think Gastric Krillers, they're definitely feeling themselves right now. They're in that zone, that groove, and it's just pedal to the metal. They're only looking forward right now.
Now, what I see a lot from Illusion right now is, they're still in the boost. We can see that, but it's not making a big impact. There's a lot of times where Gastric has been pushing the ball and basically just slamming it across the field. If Illusion can now basically take somebody, put them as a back third and a farther back third, control the ball in their back third, and have the front two at least create some space for that third man to push in through, we might be having a scoring chance for Illusion right there. They have to get the demos, though, and they have to be able to control the ball to get it past Gastric, which, as you can see, has been a menace on defense as of late with so many saves and so many amazing, beautiful rotations and transfers. But here we go. Now, to be the third game of the series, already 2 with Gastric Krillers on top, 0 with Illusion. Who's going to take this next one with only 4 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock?
You say it like there's only so little time left. There's basically an entire match for these two teams to play out. But I agree with you. Illusion, they got to get physical. Just like that. Carries the ball through, lets your car go in front, and gets the bump and the dunk to get the go-ahead goal.
That was a beautiful play. I love that so much. That was amazing.
You could say Nate the Great made a great play.
Nate the Great. Yes. I love it. Or you can say Nate is grading away the competition.
Ugh. Let's not get carried away now. That's a dangerous game. But the more dangerous game right now is the money on the line, the qualifying spot on the line as well for that Avalanche Cup and that massive prize. But Wavy is back for it. It's okay. I can still promote the big event that this game's qualifying for. But these two teams, they're just running at each other right now, trying to extend the lead for Illusion, trying to claw their way back for the Krillers, all to get a spot for that Avalanche Cup.
That's it.
And it's...
Oh.
We both saw it there and held our breath for a split second.
This is what they need to be doing. But right there is where you should be going for a demo, at least a defensive transition. You know, going from offense to defense transition. You always want to try to take out that third man. You know, as a coach, I've been watching this
Oh,
Rocket League for
there
a
it is.
while. Oh,
The
yeah.
MVP strikes again.
Hi, hi, hot potato with the crossbar in the post right there. Luckily,
Oh,
the crossbar was able to pop the potato a little bit farther down the net for nobody to be able to reach it. But wow, that was a close one.
it was. It was definitely close, and this is a good shot. Nate's looking for the rebound. Doesn't quite get it because a good defensive effort there by Don. Keeps that one well away from the net. Now Eris with a good movement clear. Nate with a good aerial interception there to make sure that they can't get out of their own zone and they maintain some offensive pressure. And I
Look at
think
that.
Illusion Esports, they're starting to adapt. It feels like they are. And with just over 2:30 left on the clock, there's still a fair amount in this match. But Gasher Krillers, they're on the back foot.
Oh, what
Oh,
a save!
oh, it's a close game, all right.
It definitely is. Again, like they said, they're keeping that third man back. And you know what? It's putting a lot of pressure on them.
Ooh,
As I
okay,
said
Wavy with
that,
a good look.
I might take back that. I'm not going to say anything anymore.
What, you don't want to cast a curse the team that you've already picked? Usually the predictions cast in the first place. But Wavy with a great dunk opportunity there.
Oh
Don't
my
lock the
gosh, it's
crossbar.
in!
He gets it!
The
He gets the
caster's
double
curse!
touch!
No, that's okay. I like the caster's curse because that's more action for our fan base to see. And that's something that I love even more as a fan base. If you guys are out
Ooh.
there, I want to see, of course, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, I do want to see some predictions. Who's going to win this series? Of course, it's 2-0 right now with Gastric Krillers. Do you think Illusion Esports has a chance?
Yeah, I mean, at this point they have to reverse sweep. It's going to be a hard one. The game's tied. And so, just to make sure we get everyone's voice, I also want to hear from the non-binary pals in the audience as well to weigh in as well, because I think every vote here matters. Who knows? Maybe you can manifest it into happening. You know, build it and they will come. If you dream it, it will happen. I don't know, but either way, vote for the team you want to win. And honestly, I hope Gasher Krillers just close it out. I like being
Oh,
right
for
with my
reverse
predictions.
sweep. Reverse sweeps are so amazing. It keeps
But then
everybody
my
in the
prediction
mood.
is wrong. I can't have
That's
another
okay.
wrong prediction.
That's okay. No, oh, never mind.
You see? There you go. Wavy's got my back. The Gasher Krillers never let me down. And they have come back from a deficit here. And a great heads-up play. And I believe that is what you would classify as a free goal, not a defender in sight.
Sims, you need to give me some you gotta give me some of that beautiful juju that you got right there, dude, because it's working for you. It's working for you.
I mean, you cursed yourself by always having to take the other team. I'm not gonna lie, you did it to yourself here tonight, dirty. You did yourself dirty, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I did do myself dirty. But, of course, Hassie almost with the ball, trying to push it onto the net. Jalen now pops it over to the backboard. Looks like it's going to be trying to be dropped by Nate. Not able to all the way. Of course, again, Dawn always there. Just a brick wall. And just standing there, nice and tall. Every time the ball comes up, it's just swatting it away. Like, almost like it's a fly to a fly swatter. Is what we're basically saying right now. That's how
Ooh.
big of just an advantage Daunt has been for this team. We almost have another shot on net just taken away. We need some more demos to be able to get this out of the way. We need to create some space. There's always a person in net. It's not doing anything. Here we go. Nate down.
Okay.
Looks like it's going to waterfall. Beautiful touch by Daunt to keep it out of the play. Nobody's back as a third. It's going all the way. Wavy, try to push it in. Does not go. It's still up.
It's still up.
Oh, the whiff by Eris, but it's going to be a fake to drop the ball. And that is the series. Gastric Krillers. Wow.
Yep. Now,
3-0. 3-0.
now, there's one thing I want to correct you on. You were saying that Daunt was like a fly swatter, right? I think his performance over the past few series deserves him to be at least an electric fly swatter, because that man has been electrifying here tonight.
That's a, that was amazing. I just, this is- uh, have you been watching a lot of wrestling recently?
I can't say that I have. I honestly haven't been. But either way, I'm here for the Rocket League, and that's what I'm watching alongside everyone else here tonight. So thank you for joining us. We still have more Rocket League action because that is what we're here for tonight. The last qualifier for the Avalanche Cup and that awesome, huge mountain of prize pool cash. Who doesn't want it?
Exactly. I definitely do agree. Well, while we're talking about this, of course, let's talk over to our fan base again. We've talked about trolleys and the wonderful sugar rush high that they can get, but let's talk about Frost Esports as a whole, which is sponsoring this amazing $2,500 tournament. And of course, this last qualifier, number 5, to get into that tomorrow. We have an amazing, amazing merch store with Frost Esports. It's actually made by Arma.gg. They're partners with them and affiliated. Basically, what it happens is they have so much merch that is available to you that you can get. It's actually through a link down in the bottom of the Twitch right there, right above the wonderful YouTube play button, and to the left of the Discord, there's a link to go to arma.gg/collection/frost-esports, and you'll find some awesome Frost Elite jerseys where you can actually put your own name and another version on top for you on the back of a jersey to become one of the Frost community. They have pro jackets, Frost Pro hoodies, Frost team flags, and even some other nice selections of hoodies and, of course, t-shirts to be available to you. And I would have to say, used to be an owner of an organization called Militia. We were also with Arma.gg, and they're amazing to be with. I really do appreciate everything that they work with. Something to tell you right now is they're European made with a lot of 100% polyester. And the jacket that I have gotten from Arma.gg, I use it as much as possible, especially in the fall or the winter, which would be a perfect setting for any one of you who wants to get a wonderful merch. It's definitely worth it. It's nice, it's clean, it's refreshing, and you know what the best part is? You don't feel heavy in it, and it still keeps you nice and warm. So if you want to have some nice new swag, and you want to feel comfortable and feel amazing with a little bit of European hit and style, go ahead and go to arma.gg/collection/frost-esports to get your wonderful Frost Esports merch today.
Okay, but I understand want to be warm right now, but we're here for some frosties, some chili, some ice cold play. So while it's good to heat up and warm up later right now, let's get that chill settled into your bones in anticipation for the action yet to come. Because in the lower bracket, we have a few updates here as well, where Midnight has beaten Yo in 1-0 because it's a best of one. So Midnight, they take the win there. They advance to the loser semifinal, where Minions, they have ended Audacity's win streak in the losers bracket as well, which is heartbreaking for Audacity. And we'll blame that on production because, they were hoping that Audacity would make the run it. So I'm just throwing production under the bus there. Sorry, Audacity. Go after them. We had nothing to do with it here as casters. But Minions, Midnight, they are now facing each other in the loser semifinal. And they're fighting to go after Illusion Esports, because after the losers final, which is the next series we will bring to you, we have the grand finals where Gastric Krillers are ready and waiting, and hopefully they can stay warm enough to sweep whoever comes their way.
Definitely do agree. I mean, this has been an amazing, amazing type right there. And right now, we're going to take a short break so we can come back with the amazing action of whoever wins this beautiful series on the lower bracket, so we can watch Illusion Esports get a second chance at the gold and to be in the qualifiers of the wonderful $2,500 Avalanche Cup. But right now, everybody go get your water, get your trolleys, get your hoodies, and get your attire, because it's going to be a frosty losers grand finals, and of course a beautiful grand final as of winners. Everybody get ready for it, and it's going to be a wonderful show. We'll be back to you soon. back to, of course, the qualifiers number 5 for the $2,500 pot for tomorrow. Here, of course, with me is, of course, Stims or Cyro Stims. How you doing, my friend?
I don't know. It's getting late in the night. There's still more Rocket League to cast. Like, I guess the only way to describe it is that, I'm feeling pretty great. I would throw in some other choice words, but, I would try and keep this a PG stream. And, like, who wouldn't be having a good time when we have Rocket League to cast, Rocket League to watch, and we've had so many great series. Also, I just want to keep my prediction train running right now because Gastric Krillers, they have been great to me. Minions, they are also boosting my prediction rate. I have to say, I'm feeling pretty lucky here tonight. And with the next match being Illusion Esports against Minions, I'm hoping that the Minions can make their way to the grand finals.
Well, I'm sorry to finally define and end your streak, but I definitely think that Illusion is going to take this battle.
Oh, either I think their name may be a little wrong. I think it should be an I at the front because clearly you're under some sort of illusion that that team is good. I mean, sure, they made it to the loser semifinal and they're one series away from the grand finals, but at the end of the day, they'll fall short to the Minions because that is what I have predicted to happen. But either way, everyone inside this game here, they are fantastic players and they deserve all the credit so far. They've played fantastically, even if they haven't come up as the winner. But in this tournament, right here, in this qualifier number 5 for the Avalanche Cup, this is their last chance. It is do or die if they want to make it to that grand finals. And that grand finals is a game advantage best of 7. And Gastric Krillers, they are ready and waiting. And it's going to be a banger series for whichever team can make it past this match right here.
All right, check it. I feel like, again, this odds right now for Minions winning is 1 in a million. And I think what All Illusion Esports really is they're all in unison to win this series, okay? So it's going to, of course, be a best of 3. We're waiting for everybody to get in, and it's going to be amazing, amazing match tonight. Of course, we have Minions in blue, Illusion Esports in orange. We're just waiting for everybody to get into their spots and get ready to go for this wonderful action of course, the losers finals. As we're waiting, and of course, we kind of got our odds picked for us. I'm for Illusion Esports. We have, of course, Cyro Stims, which is for Minions. I can't wait for Minions. And
Minions are going to win it. Dirty, it's okay to be wrong. We have production on the side as well of Minions. Finally, they have seen the wisdom of my predictions and have gone on to the right hype train. I hope that they don't cast me like they cursed. They don't curse me like they cursed Audacity there. Because that would just be a shame. I'm having such a good night with predictions. But you know who else is having a good night? These players. They're having a good time. You're having a good time, Dirty. I know production is having a good time. And I hope everyone watching here tonight is also having a good time. Whether they are hyped up on some trolleys with the Sugar Rush or bundled in some nice merch from the merch store. There's plenty of goodies, plenty of swag. And at the end of the day, you got to rep what you want to rep. And Frost, you could say it's a cool brand, actually.
Yes, it is. Definitely, it gives you chills when you see this amazing community in front of you. And it definitely does freeze over a lot of other competitions. And that's the thing that I love about Frost. I've known Frost for almost since it was began. And that's like almost 2.5 to 3 years ago. So, I'm glad to be part of this as a caster, even from back in the day. And it's always a joy to be able to bring entertainment. Of course, we would not be here without our fan base and, of course, our amazing community and staff. Before we start off these next 2 series, I just want to say thank you to everybody. And I appreciate everybody's work as usual. And first off, we have 21 people.
Production just goes, you're welcome. Cheeky production.
Backroom talking again. What is some ghost talking? I don't know, I'm hearing things. Anyways, thanks, ghosts. So aside from that, let's look over. We have 19 viewers right now. I see nothing in the chat except for Meech after I said, everybody, let's get hyped for the series. Let's get some predictions down. Minions or Illusion Esports? Again, Minions or Illusion Esports. We got to get some things rolling. So how about I start it off right now? I'll go ahead and put on what I know is going to win, which is going to be Illusion. All right, Illusion Esports is going to be the winner right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and dabble off and pop that in. That's the
Okay,
winner right there.
okay, but why would you want to put your wrong prediction in writing? Because then you can't flip flop to the right side when the minions eventually win. Because with Gavilan, West, Drip, these guys are primed to take this series. And I know after beating Midnight, Midnight was a tough team, but
They
still,
were.
they rose up to the challenge. And so I think minions win this one with ease.
Oh, Minions got this. Minions. AE for Illusion Esports. Looks like Minions. Well, you know what? I have a pretty good. I
Yeah,
think
no,
it's gonna
no.
be Illusion.
Uh,
Anyways, it's still gonna be up to the players, not our decisions. It's gonna be a great game, and we're gonna be off 5 minutes on the clock. Of course, best of 3 series here. Game 1 gonna be underway with 3, 2, 1. Minions and Illusion go after the ball.
yes, the lower bracket finals is here. Oh,
Woo!
okay. Minions on blue side, Illusion Esports on the orange side, and we've already seen a couple dominoes coming out from Drip. You know, he's drip banging them up because they are just exploding all over the pitch right now. And Drip, he's looking for the net there, but Jalen has a good look, tries to get it clear there. Doesn't get much happening. Now Gavilan steps up, it's over to Drip, and oh, the fake nearly had them, but they committed to the initial path and came up pretty big with that save. So 30 seconds already off the clock.
Here we go. Jalen looking over to Nate, but it's not going to be taken. Nate taking the corner and no, going back over to the mid. I thought they're going to be pushing right there onto the corner, trying to get an extension, but it's not. Here we go. Nate over to the corner, tries to get by West. Jalen over the past it, tries to get it on. Nate
Ooh.
knocks it away. Unfortunate positioning right there. Here we have Gavilan over, tries to get over Hesse, not able to. Drip now. Nice and strongly. Going to run out of boost here, not able to push it all the way, but it's going to
Oh,
be
there
in
it
the
is.
net. Beautiful shot by West, gets it past the fence and able to touch it in for a goal with only 1 minute, basically time away from the clock. We have 3 minutes and 53, 1-0. Minions takes it into the lead.
Okay, do you know why the minions are going to win? Because they have West. And do you know what lies to the west? The sunset. And what do winners do? They ride off into the sunset. Gavilan with another excellent goal here. So that puts minions up 2-0. I'm sorry, Dirty. Oh.
Okay, well, I, I'll give you. I'm gonna give you a clap and a standing ovation for that. That was a beautiful casting moment right there, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, of course, it is 2-0 Minions. West is doing an amazing job along with Gavilan. Beautiful assist right here. But here comes Nate now. Nate the Great putting it into the net right here. Pushed over by Jalen up a bird. Is that a bird? Is that a plane? No, it's Jalen with a pass down to Nate.
Okay, but what if this entire time is actually being like Halen? Because it's like Spanish or something. You know, like jalapenos, not jalapenos. Holland. Or
Maybe it
Jalen.
is Holland.
What is it? You see, that's what you never know with some of these names. But we do know that Hesse.
Oh, that's gonna be a nice
the
play.
tying goal.
Now, it's not this,
Whoa.
the team I'm going for. What actually makes this a nice play, look at how he pops it up, or he or she pops it up. They get a nice reset on it, and they're able to push it in. That's beautiful control right there, and that's what I like to see. Very little boost usage, but still able to control the ball well. That was a beautiful play.
Yes, it was. And just like that, we're a tied game here. Now, West trying to get the go-ahead goal once more. Doesn't quite get it there, as Nate has a great stop there. Jalen comes back, scoops this one up, but Drip is there in the corner of the... with the forward check, you could say. Now Nate trying to clear this one, hits off the ceiling, gets the redirect there, but Gavilan is waiting. He's up for it.
Oh my gosh, what beautiful control.
Carry it. Oh, doesn't quite get it, but now Drip with a decent pass, and there's no one back for that. West
Oh!
gets it. It's not out yet. Oh, okay. Minions, they were able to control the ball there with a lucky respawn from West, I believe. But either way, I'm going to say the game has settled down a little bit from the chaotic 4 goals that we saw in quick succession.
Definitely true. Everybody's now feeling out the opponent. You're trying to figure out what game you want to get going and actually figure out their lanes. Right now, you can see a lot of positioning well done by both teams. They know where they need to be. They know where they're going to be next once the ball is hit after they hit it. I mean, it's just a beautiful play overall. A lot of demos from both teams.
Oh, that's a
a
triple
lot of
commit.
pressure. And here we go again. Nate, again, pushes up the pressure to Nessie. He's supposed to be in the net, and it is. What a beautiful play right here. Just look at this. It's going to be knocked away by Gavilan, but right there in position. Like I was telling you, both of these teams, the positioning is getting very good on offensive striking and transitions. That's going to be putting it 3-2. Illusion Esports in the lead with only 2 minutes left. Cyrostims, what are you thinking so far?
I think Minions are just boosting their confidence up so that way it's funner when they pop their tires and leave them in the dust. But, you know, besides the mental games aside, I think Minions, they're positioning a little too far forward, so they're getting beat by the deep balls. But their aggressive positioning is what got them their first 2 goals. So I think overall, they're in a fairly decent state, even if they are 1 goal down, because Wes just shows up huge with that redirect, tying the game once more.
Look at this beautiful play. Drip with the beautiful push over on the Nate, gets them out of the way. It's going to be wide open for a shot by Wes, and it's going to be putting it tied 3-3, minute and 30 left on the clock. Now, this is something that I love to see. 2 teams going at it, back and forth, non-stop goal action and non-stop attack on net from both sides. This is going to be a beautiful game. When you see it, it's going to be going over the defense, though. Can Gavilan get a nice, beautiful hit on this? No, West takes a side of it. Nate over to the other side, almost clears it above the defender for a goal. But it's going to be attained by Drip. Hesse now sending over. Almost called it Nessie, my apologies. Hesse gets control of the ball, gets her over to Halen or Jalen. Gavilan now takes it over, trying to get over to the teammate in the mid. It's going to be over and right now to the corner of Orange. We've got a game, 54 seconds on the clock.
Ooh, Gavilan almost had the far side of the net open to him there, but didn't quite get it. But Jalen plays that off the backboard. And this is one of the most intense games we've had here tonight. Now, Hesse carrying this one to the side there. West with a great challenge. Nearly wins his challenge against Nate as well. But either way, keeps the ball in the offensive end for his team, the Minions. There's no evil boss here tonight to guide them. They're doing this all themselves. And now Drip with a good shot on net forces the save from Nate. Now Gavilan has the look, has the boost, trying to carry this one in. A good double commit there. If there is such a good thing as a good double commit. Sounds like a bit of a paradox there. But either way, West trying to carry this one out. And it looks like this game 1 could be going to overtime. As we got 5 seconds left on the clock, and I think they're just going to ground this ball as soon as they can. But it pops up for Nate. But Drip is there with a challenge. And they want to just crash this one down the pitch. So here we are, overtime.
And how all it starts off with this kickoff and how it starts off. Hesse, beautiful control off the start. Beautiful demo by Nate. Here we go, Gavilan trying to attack the net. Nessie, beautiful control. Can they get it over the one opponent? Drip there, but knocks it over. Drip. Here we go, Gavilan with the control. Gets it past 1, trying to get it past now Nate. Nate hits the ball, but it's going to be West with the attack. Can it get the double tap? Knocked away off of the backboard with Nate. It's going to be 3-3 with, of course, the overtime 30 seconds in. Here we go. West going to be taking it into the corner, looking for the pass into the midfield. Hesse now taking it to the pass, looking for Halen, able to knock it down into the bottom right. Gavilan over the Drip. Drip trying to take it aside by Hesse, almost on net, just to the side. And we're going to be attack as both teams take it back to back as it goes to a defending side to defending side.
Oh, these transition plays, they got to be careful there. Drip with a weak touch there. Nate can't find the follow through. Now it's up to Jalen. Jalen can't. So West with a bit of a weak clear there. Tries to follow through, but Hesse is there. Now it's up to Drip. He puts it off the backboard a little bit high, but Nate gets the touch, pops it up. It's going to fall right back down, but Nate follows through with his own play. Clears it over to West, but Jalen gets there first, and now he's looking for an infield pass down to Nate. With a great demo out of Gavilan. And there's the physicality that wins you games, or at least stops you from losing them.
That is what you call demos in rotation. I would say That was beautifully played. Something that you can see in high-tier gameplay
Ooh.
when it comes to defending your goal and defending your spot. Make team and release the pressure from your team, and that is exactly what the minions did. Beautiful play right there on the defense. Here we go. Of course, we have blue on the attack now, transitioning over to the orange. Illusion Esports trying to find out an open right now. West over with the ball. Controls now the Hesse. Got some fuel in the tank. Yes, they do. Hesse pops it over. Now the Gallatin over to the corner. Here we go. Halen looking for it. It's in the
There
net.
it
Yes,
is.
it is. Top left, Jalen after the demo by Nate on West. 4-3.
Well, we
Illusion
talked
takes the
about
first.
physicality. We talked about the physicality. And what happens? The goaltender gets demoed, opening up the net for Jalen to slot that one in under the crossbar. There's
Wow.
no most valuable post this game. He's on the bench right now.
I feel like the whole household can hear me at that point. That was crazy. That was a beautiful game. Looks like Minions is going to be changing out a car here. Probably looking for a different, kind of like a different zone, trying to get their mentality back in a different area, possibly. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about this, Stim. I mean, this is beautiful. If we look at the stats, we of course have 9 shots by Illusion Esports, and I believe around almost 11 or 12 from Minions. And you can see the odds right there, the amount of saves that, of course, Illusion Esports had. They maintained more control of the ball. They made sure that they put more shots on the net that were more connected. And you're looking at 4 out of basically 9 of those shots that connected. That's a very, very good consistency when it comes to team control the ball. And they did it very well, which would put them in the lead for this amount. But both teams right now, it's still hand in hand. It's whoever has the best mentality, whoever has the best control of the ball, and who has the best mechanics. It's all up to, of course, those things which are going to decide who's the winner of the series. Very close.
Yeah, it's going to be a close series, and unfortunately, and I don't like this, is that we haven't seen a reverse sweep at all tonight. So that means that if Minions want to win, they need to break that pattern and reverse sweep Illusion Esports, which is no small feat right now, even though West is looking on point overall. Ooh, okay, Nate.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
okay. We're a little bit worried there about what Nate could do there, but now
Little
West
bit
has
odd
the ball
right
back
there.
forward. Ooh.
Here we go. It looks like Drip right now is trying to connect to the ball, connect over the West, but it gets taken advantage of, taken away. But still, Gavilan with it over the Hesse. Hesse with it. Can they get a drop on? No, West is there on the backboard. Halen over to there, trying to get a double touch. Beautiful little touch right there to get it into the advantage of Nate's hands. Drip now to West. West over, pushing it towards, trying to get away, but Jalen knocks it away. It's going to be going up. Waterfall. It's almost in there, and it's almost away. It's going to be across there with the almost the redirect by Hesse, but it's going to be defended by West. It's going to be double touch.
No, Nate, you can't do that. You can't do that, Nate.
Right. What a play. What a play.
It was just a very, very solid double touch over to the far post there where the net was open. So Nate with just great shot accuracy there and puts Illusion Esports up 1-0 in game 2. And this is exactly where they want to be this early in the game. There's still just under 4 minutes on the clock, so Minions have room to work with, have time as well. But I don't think Illusion Esports will slow down at all or give Minions any space to try and come back.
You know, and this is what we need to say is consistency, but consistency right here, rotation's messed up. That's going to drop right down into the bottom left, straight from the midfield. No hesitation. It looks like we're going to have a back and forth game again for this series. It all takes back to who's going to be getting the best shot and the best accuracy, best consistency. And right now, both teams are looking amazing. What a play.
Oh. Okay, that kickoff almost went bad there, but West was able to rotate back and guide it out. Drip with the cross clear, but it doesn't quite get it too far. Gavilan over to Drip, Drip upfield, and now it's up to Gavilan. Chases, but not a lot of boost. Does go for the challenge, but doesn't have the height. So now Hesse trying to make the play, goes underneath West, bounces the ball hard. Drip is up for it, Nate as well. We see that Illusion Esports, they're going for the ball. They're going for the challenge every single time. And I love seeing that proactive play out of teams.
But as you can see, they are going for the ball every time, but that means they're basically taking that third man away from play, which
Ooh,
could lead to an
ooh.
extraordinary, basically more pressure on their side. You can see right here, drip from the ceiling. What a beautiful connection by the team.
Ooh.
Wow. What's the drip? I guess you
I
could say
mean,
he kind of dripped away from the ceiling with that one.
no. That's just pure drip there. That man's reeking in style. Because there was no. That was just a beautiful shot. It was like Nate's double touch there, but it felt even cleaner with it being a pass up there. And now
That's in
that's.
again.
I think this is actually what you would call a free goal. Just nobody back to defend it. Wide open net. West was even up there to make sure no one was even close to it and just watches it sail in.
Well, even the last one was a free goal, as you can see, too. I mean, just open back, nobody third. So this means that I hope it gets through Illusion's, eyeballs a little bit and makes him actually understand that they need to fix their... Wow, pressure is on Minions. 4-1. Not even half the game. We got 5 goals right now.
I think it's safe to say that the Minions, they've actually stepped up now.
They're putting
So-
pressure. There's pressure on Illusion.
Yeah, no, Minions aren't Minions anymore. They're like mob bosses. They're,
My butt.
They're like- they're like Minions or I don't know what they are, but either way, they're definitely putting up one heck of a challenge here against Illusion Esports. And with a score of 4-1, this is some momentum that can carry into a game 3 pretty handily and perhaps win it. But now Nate the Great trying to
Here
make
we
a
go
play,
again.
and he
Oh
hits
my
the
gosh.
crossbar. The MVP shows up here in game 2.
Man, that most valuable post is something you'll see in a lot, and I mean a lot, of plays. And we just need to see some more action. Looks like Drip's mom is actually in the chat. That's awesome to see right there. Screaming out the name of Drip.
Whoa,
Look at this.
I gotta put the brakes there, Dirty. You can't just say you're looking for some action then bring up Drip's mom in the next sentence.
Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me.
I'm putting that on you. It's in your name, Dirty. Either way, Illusion Esports. Oh, nearly had another one there,
Whoa.
but does get it with the follow through effort there by Jalen. They hit the post, then they get the follow through. Either way, great heads up play, and I think Illusion Esports, they're going to try and make me eat my words, but with a minute 40 left on the clock, I think Minions, they will still have this game 2 pretty handily.
Definitely, again, it's still a minute and 30 left on the clock. We have Jalen, beautiful little push right there, beautiful save, gets control of the ball, fakes it out. Looks like Drip now is going to be controlling the ball, looking for it all the way, not able to push it in. Nate now with the ball over the West. Gavilan, Hesse, Gavilan over the Drip. Drip now pushes it over down to the net. Nothing commutes out of it though. Jalen over to the bottom right. Nobody there. Looks like it's going to be up and down, and finally, West scores it after a huge volley of pressure from Minions.
This is just what I love to see here for Rocket League. And there's so much to love about Rocket League, but they have the challenges, the passing plays. They even passed back, which you don't see very often, or at least I don't. So doing back passes to contain control of the ball to then set up the next play is absolutely fantastic to see here. And it just shows that Minions could be on a level above Illusion Esports. Though Illusion, they are definitely trying to stick into this game, but with 50 seconds left on the clock, it will be tough as West just looks to style, but Nate stands tall in the net there and holds it. But now it's a bit of open there, but Nate is able to rotate back. It feels like Nate is the only name I'm saying on the side of Illusion Esports.
Nate is definitely a push out of basically standing out of the crowd. But remember, Jalen and Hesse are the ones that are basically pushing it into Nate's hands. Hesse does have those 2 assists to help out with Nate, and that's something we need to keep in mind. Right now, Hesse trying to do it again. push it over to the teammate, not able to. Here we go, no third man back. If they get it across, it's going to be hard to defend. Once again, it's going to be taken for Minions to get this second series. It looks like we may have a chance for a reverse sweep, like he said, and may come in an advantage. But this game, it's either going to be ending in 5-4, 6-3. Who knows what we're going to be ending with? And it's going to be, of course, 5-3.
5-3 for Minions. So Minions tying up the series in a convincing fashion. There's no other way to put it. It was convincing fashion.
No, whenever I see the name Minions, I always think of like the Minions from Despicable Me. And right now when I see these Minions, I don't think of the regular Minions. I think of the second Minions basically as like the purple guys in the second movie who like go all crazy and super strong. That's what these Minions are right now. They're going crazy. They're strong. They're taking everything out that's in front of them. They're just indestructible with the defense and the attack. But Illusion Esports, the same way. I can feel it. It's almost like they're trying to get up in there and almost be like their Illumination, like what made some Minions, and trying to put up a stand too. So we got a nice little game going in here, a nice little series, and it's gonna be 1-1. Whoever gets this next game is gonna take the pot, going to, of course, the grand finals, while the other one's gonna be getting the third place. And it depends on, of course, the mentality, what they're gonna be taking from this game. Stems, what do you think?
Well, I think the Minions, they're feeling themselves, and they're going to win this game. They'll at least get second place, because when it comes down to two teams that I've cheered for most of the night, I'm going to have to give it to the OG Gastric Curlers in the finals. But first things first, Minions have to make it there. They still have to win one more game. And now, while I would like to say illusion is a compound word of all illusions, because, yeah, you got to be under some sort of illusion here if you think that illusion have a chance at winning game 3.
Definitely did not hard hit the spectate button to where I joined the team and the off screen, but just wanted to say that before I got hit with something. But yes, definitely a crazy game so far. This is going to be the last game in the series, and right now we can already see an attack from, of course, the team of the Minions. Beautiful clear right there, almost on net. But of course, Drip is going to be there as always. Nate up with the ball, trying to make something out of it. Almost does. Jalen with an attack onto it. West with the save.
Yep. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, Drip. I didn't see that.
Okay, Drip. Now, Drip's been rocking the drip with a CRL finalist tag, really trying to show off in these games. But really, it's just Hesse waiting for a moment to strike, like just then, when I'm trying to praise someone else, stealing the spotlight and putting Illusion up 1-0 in the final game of their series.
Wait, so is Drip from Colombia then?
Or from St. Clair. Who knows?
Or from St. Clair.
Or
Exactly.
Northwood.
Well, either
Northwood
won it. But anyways, either way, I mean, this is amazing gameplay. You can definitely tell from either one of these players, still truly crazy that these other players can still go against a CRL Worlds finalist and keep up with it. This just tells how amazing of a bracket we have today. And I can't wait to have this continue. But right now, Illusion Esports versus Minions 1-0. Can they keep on taking more? Can the Minions come back to take this series? Well, we have to find out and see how hard they want to work towards it.
Well, we're going to find out sooner or later, because there's 3 minutes 20 left on the clock. And Gavilan with a good shot downfield. Doesn't quite make it to the net, though, as Nate scoops that one up. But West with a good read, and Gavilan with the dunk. But Hesse denies it with help from the MVP there on that far side. And, Minions there are applying the pressure here tonight to try and get back and tie this game. Now, West with a good challenge there. Drip puts it upfield just a little bit. Tries to play his own ball, sets it up for Gavilan. Gavilan gets the touch. West is up. And it's just a lot of teamwork, a lot of passing. Nate is sitting back, puts this one deep and long. It's going to be on target. And it's a Hail Mary shot that finds its mark.
Hail Mary all the way from the other side of the field. Pops in. and it goes into the net. Drip almost being able to touch to get it out of the way, but just could not get it, faking out his own teammates, and it lands into the net. 2-0, going to be putting a little bit more pressure on Minions, but let's see what Minions can do after that. It's going to be, of course, Gavilan over to Nate. Nate in his own corner, looking to push it out, pushing it over now to Jalen, but it's going to be taken over by West with an interception. The demo, open net almost. Gavilan, oh my gosh, it's going to be rolling straight into the net after it's a weird touch after a demo chance on the wall. That's unfortunate right there.
And this is why you follow through, because you can get these garbage balls in front of the net that haven't been cleared or are going to be awkward touches for the defenders. Because we saw the attacker there just dunk it underneath the defender, gets a fortunate bump over the rotating player, but still, either way, if you don't follow through, you don't go for that garbage ball, you don't get that goal. And Minions, they will take every opportunity they can, because they're still down 1 goal overall, and they need to tie it up before they can look to win it.
Looks like it's, of course, going to be going on. I see that, of course, Illusion, as usual, has adapted to the scenario. As you can see, they finally put that third man in the back, which is going to help out with a lot of clears and maintaining pressure on their offensive transition from defense. As you can see now, still, at least they're able to cooperate with the ball and get everything in the motion. Of course, right now, look at this. Jalen up in the ball, trying to take it all the way, not able to drip. Beautiful connection right there to take it into the sidewall, where it's going to be now connected over to the teammate of the Illusion team, still in control on the attack on the blue side. Let's see what they make of this. Beautiful connection as of a demo, though.
Ooh, there was a little bit of miscommunication there, I was going to say, because if that attacker actually goes through with the, like, following the ball, instead of going for the challenge, they get a goal there. But because they didn't communicate the demo or the bump that was going to happen, they just played it for a challenge instead. So a little bit of communication there stops Illusion from going up a second time by 2. So instead, Minions get a small reprieve with a little bit of luck, and now they have some offensive opportunities here. Now West needs to get a good touch, but it's instead popped up. Gavilan keeps it in, Drip, without boost on the wall, is going to look for some sort of flip into it. Doesn't quite get it. And now West has a little bit of room to work with. It's up. It's a floater.
Oh.
Jalen gets it. Now Drip, that net is still plenty open, and it's right there. Drip can't quite guide it back. But it doesn't matter, because Gavilan's there with the tightest of angles, and there's 30 seconds left on the clock too. We have ourselves a game 3.
That is beautiful. I hope that, you know, the team on the other side right now, I hope that Gastric is looking at this series and watching this series as they're practicing away and hitting some scrims possibly, because right now it's going to be hard to see who's going to be making it to the next tier.
No.
Wow, Jalen with the shot from the pass across from the net. Hesse with the corner read. Look at this shot. What a beautiful transition off of kickoff. That's what you like to see. That was amazing. 3-2, still time for Minions to come back.
Don't worry. They have 23 seconds left on the clock to work with, but Nate has the ball.
Coming up.
He's going up for
Over and up. Drip with the ball now. Hesse trying to make these clear. They just need to control the ball right now. That's all Illusion has to do. And they kind of do it.
Oh,
perfect.
In 9 seconds. 9 seconds. You come on, Minions, some way, somehow. But I think the ball is going to get killed here. But Lucky bounce in the corner. It's up off the wall. Hesse's trying to kill it. Knocked it down. And that will be Illusion Esports.
Yes.
If we win.
Illusion, all in unison. Yes. Finally, my streak is broken.
Once again, production cheers for the team and they lose. So not only has production cursed Minions, they have also cursed my prediction streak, because I was doing fairly well overall. But Dirty, congrats on another prediction right there. It was bound to go your way eventually. So we now have a rematch in the grand finals. We have Gastric Krillers with game advantage going against Illusion Esports. And it's going to be a banger of a series in a best of 7 format.
Well, who do you have?
Gastric, of course.
All right, and I'm gonna have Illusion because right now they've been playing very well, and they're going straight out of a game into the next series. So one series into the next. I think that Gastric might have cold hands. We never know about that because, of course, a lot of teams when this kind of tournament, especially when it going for qualifying for $2,500, sometimes, of course, they go into scrims or they play some threes or they go over replay analysis. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen now within this next series coming up. It is going to be a best of 7 series, but since there is no bracket reset, it is going to be, of course, a favor of a game into Gastric Killers. So actually starting at the series, it's going to be 1-0 for Gastric Killers, just for the information to go over to the stream and, of course, the viewers at home. And we're going to be talking a little bit about, the scenario of how All Illusion basically switched up their gameplay to have a great showing this series. And I think, Stims, you kind of know what's going on with that?
No, I got no idea. I'm just here for the Rocket League. Everything else is just outside the scope of my thought process right now. I'm just here for the banger plays to make the puns where I can and just have myself a good time, whether it's because I'm maybe crashing from a sugar high from some sort of great sugar product. What was it again there, Dirty?
I would like
What
to
gives me
talk
that
to
good
you
sugar high?
about Trolley. If you don't know Trolley is amazing. They come out with so many different, basically, candies of sour and sweet. And it's almost like a Sour Patch Kid, but 10 times is better because it's like worms. Sour gummy worms. Yes, I said it. It's better than Sour Patch Kids. I go with Trolley all the way. It's always my favorite. And that's just what I have to say from my opinion. And it's just a true opinion. That's all I got to say. But there's actually something new that they have brought out. It's Sour Bright Mystery Night Crawlers. All right, so basically, Trolley mystery flavored Sour Bright Crawlers are tantalizingly sweet and sour gummy worms that will delight your tongue and mystify your brain. Each pack contains 3 different white and neon colored worms. And of course, what do they taste like? Well, of course, sugary goodness, but you have to try them to find out what flavors they are, except for that.
Okay, Dirty. If you can't handle, you know, the dirty sugar there with the amazing flavors, and if you can't handle Dirty with his amazing ad reads, then get some clean swag for yourself at the swag shop or the merch store, whatever suits your boat. It's clean, it's fresh, it's frosty. But more importantly than either the sugar high or the clean swag, we are nearly, nearly moments away from getting into the grand finals here for qualifier number 5 of the Avalanche Cup. Now, that Avalanche Cup does have that juicy prize pool of $2,500. And if I could go for it, I would definitely go for it. So, these players are go for it. Gopher? No, not gophering it. They are going for it. And with this series here, it's make or break. And I think there's $200 on the line for winning the qualifier, anyways.
Yes,
That's a
yes, it's
good chunk of change as
$200.
well.
Heck
Though
yeah!
though 200 doesn't really divide nicely by 3. You get like an odd amount in there. So I wonder how teams break up that extra bit of change.
Looking around possibly like $60 per person. Sometimes if there's a coach around, usually they give them the 20, or sometimes they have certain statistics that still break up 100 percentile. And that's what I've worked through for my coaching career and of course managing and so on and so forth. But aside from that, let's talk about this Illusion Esports Blue Gastric Krillers about to go again. Rivalry team. Can they come back? Illusion Esports, 5 minutes on the clock.
And it was Gasher Krillers that took this series before when they met earlier in the winner's bracket. So Daunt, he's going to be the player to watch for the side of Gasher Krillers on the orange side. And we have Illusion Esports once again donning the blue. And it almost feels like who's ever wearing blue tends to fall a little short on this broadcast.
It looks like yes, but we never know. Again, we're just gonna be playing play by play, and of course, color by color to see who's gonna be on the tantalizing,
It's a
wonderful cast.
waterfall.
Whoa,
Oh, it's close.
that was
Oh,
really close. That that got the heart jumping a little bit,
oh, there,
and
there,
that's
there,
in.
there they go. Okay,
There
if
it
they missed
is.
that one, it's. I would flip-flop if they missed that one.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. It was a nice bump by Jalen, but a little bit too late for the pass already gotten into the inside of the net, and it was pushed in. But of course, by Eris. Beautiful assist by Daunt, and a good pressure, of course, by Wavy. Here we go. Of course, 4 minutes on the clock. Now Jalen pushing over, trying to look for it. And it's intercepted by Eris. Right now, it's only 4 minutes on the clock, so it's looking pretty nice right now.
Ooh. Okay. So production was just like Gastric is getting the curse, and then what happens? Illusion scores. Tell me that there isn't a script that production is rigging right now, because whenever they cheer for a team, they lose. There's 100% a script here.
Don't put any
And
more
I will
pressure
find
on
the
these
roots
two
of it.
teams.
We will not have this blasphemy here because Gastric Krillers, they have done me so well in my predictions that I will not have them fail here. I will rewrite the script if I must.
Dude, I just realized if I was a coach right now and I was hearing this and I was seeing all the teams losing from production, you say that, my heart's probably going to be jumping like 25 more times than it was.
I mean, it's okay. Our job here on the broadcast is to get the fans excited for the play that they are witnessing. It's to tell the story of these two titans as they battle across the pitch. And right now, I hate production right now for whispering in my ear that Gastric will lose. I know you can't hear them on the stream, but that is what they are doing.
It's like, not even whisper, it's like forcing it into our ears.
It's a nefarious voice. But luckily, Gastric, they don't hear the annoyance of production, so they are able to get the goal once more.
Barely. A little bit messy goal right there, but still able to go in. It's going to be, of course, 3 minutes on the clock. 1-2. Gastric Krillers in the lead. It's going to be a nice kickoff in favor of Gastric. Going to be put into the top left. It's going to be taken away by Nate. Now to Eris, to Hesse, to Daunt. Daunt's going to be, of course, creating space as usual. Pushing it over. Beautiful bump. And now Nate's going to be taking it up. Bumped away. Jalen to Eris. Hesse.
Ooh.
Wavy.
He's got room to work with, but no boost. Close one there. Daunt now misses his flip into the ball, which is okay there. Jalen picks that one up. 50-50 even challenge there. Eris doesn't fall through on that challenge, so Jalen has extra room to work with. Whew. These games are... they're just exciting.
3 people
they're
in the corner.
intense.
You got to get that out of there.
No, it's going to be a party in the corner here. Because it's hot. In a traditional corner, you could say it's 90 degrees because it's hot. But, these ones, they're like a double corner, so probably like 45 degrees each. So, they're pretty cool, which makes sense because we're frosty over here. But now Daunt trying to clear the ball.
It's below 0.
It's too late for you, Dirty. Either way, Hesse trying to carry this one out now. Doesn't get very far. Now Nate tries to make a play happen here. Has room to work with. Over to his teammate. Jalen doesn't get the knockdown there. And now they're a little bit out of position, but they slow the game down just enough that they can rotate back. Wavy gets the tip, and Nate with the save. And now Hesse has the clear.
Oh, this is a beautiful pass.
Good shot. But it was on the near post anyway, so now Daunt just sends that one forward. Looking to potentially reset the rotations as they continue forward. Wavy, he's looking for a pass now. Doesn't get too far there, but Daunt's there for the challenge as well. So once more, that's an open net. And Hesse coming in with the back save there. Huge save to keep this game close, but we're under a minute now in this first game, or second game of the grand finals.
Beautiful boost grab right here, right into transition to control the ball, but it gets past 1, 2, 3, almost in the net, just a little bit wide of the flick. Now it's going to be Nate over to the mid here. It's going to be given away. Again, I think that a lot of these teams need to control the ball more. They're just throwing it away all the time. And I just feel like there's so much room to be made with the ball instead of just smacking it, you know what I mean?
It definitely feels like both these teams could be rushing because it is the grand final. There is nerves associated with this series as we see a big double commit there in the air. Hesse gets the better of it, puts it a little bit high, so it's cleared off the backboard there. Dawn coming out, and now it is going to be Gastric Krillers with the charge in these final few seconds. But they just got to kill the ball, and Hesse has to keep it up. He's the only one back. Dawn doesn't get the touch, but Eris does.
Beautiful.
And that will be Gastric Krillers picking up game 2 to extend their lead 2-0 in the grand finals. 2 more games, and they win. Simple as that.
That was beautiful. 2-0 now in the series. Remember, since there's no bracket reset, Gastric Krillers does get 1 up on top of Illusion Esports. So of course now Gastric Krillers only has to win now 2 more games to win the best of 7, which would be 4-0. But of course, as we know, as Illusion right now, they just are now adapting back up to Gastric after playing Minions, and they believe that they're going to be able to run a nice fair ball and be able to get back to where they need to be. They just really need to control where they hit the ball. And I think if they control the ball more than just banging it away, or at least bang it away and have somebody in the extension, they'll be making some plays, get some demos on there, create some space.
I definitely would like to see both these teams slow it down. It's virtually what you're saying, of retain possession, don't throw it away, but also just slow it down. Buy yourself time to think through the play you're trying to make. You don't need to rush it to make the right play. You don't need to just make any play. Do your best to make the best play. Even if it's a lower percentage play, like a 60-40, it's better to do that methodically than to just rush into it and waste that opportunity. Because every opportunity in a grand finals matters. And right now, Gastric Krillers, they're making the most of their opportunities as we hop into game 3.
And it's 5 minutes on the clock. Again, Hesse, beautiful. They're controlling the ball now. Almost at top right. This is what we're talking about. Almost gets it, but it's going to be pushing all the way over. Can they get it? No! Oh my gosh! A missed opportunity. Which should have been taken advantage of. But again, this is the grand finals. A little bit of the heebie-jeebies will get them away from the shot on net for it to be a goal.
Either way, It was a good look, and I like seeing the Gastric Krillers starting the game off strong. So the first 30 seconds, I would say, have handily gone in their favor, and now Eris is trying to look for a double touch down, but Hesse is able to get underneath that play and break it up. So Nate on to the side, picks up the side boost, rushing to the corner there. Eris with the stop, Jalen with the challenge, and now it seems like a little bit of momentum has gone back in favor of Illusion, but they haven't really been able to do anything with it. If Jalen gets a decent challenge
that was
here,
a scary play.
Ooh, it was.
If they would have gotten what?
Oh no. Oh. Okay, they had a third man back. We're safe, people. Ooh. Okay, remember, we gotta catch this dirty. We can't just ooh and ah.
I know.
So, we're completely unbiased here, but Gastric Kriller seems to be the superior team based on match performance history here tonight. But either way, Illusion Esports trying to make a play and, rewrite that prior comment of mine.
Well, here we go. All right, we're going to be going back to play. Dawn with the ball, dribbling it, trying to look for a pass over to the center field. Wavy over down to the corner. Hesse going to be taking it, traveling over, looking for it. Jalen across the map. Will they be able to find it? Almost to the double tap. Straight off the crossbar into the bottom left. That's what you call reading the field, playing it slow, controlling the ball, and that's how you play Rocket League.
And also paying off the post, or the crossbar in this case.
Yes. That was beautiful.
Yes. We need to get dirty money out of esports. Keep our games clean. As Eris ties it up with an awkward play underneath the defender. Good heads up by Eris there to see Nate pre-jump that
was a beautiful
and then just
goal.
slot the ball underneath them.
That was a beautiful goal. All right, back into it. 1-1. 3 minutes left on the clock right here. It's going to be given away, it looks like. It looks like Illusions is just giving them a little bit of space to play with the ball, which is not bad. Means they're getting their positions good for the defensive play. Dawn looking for the pass over to the Eris. Eris with it on the net. Almost dunked in by Wavy. But it's a missed opportunity, missed shot across it. Like I said, the extension play pass over from Hesse with the shot. with the pass from Jalen. Like I said, the extension play, like I told you, it will work if it's played correctly. And there it is. The explanation, definition to exactly what it is, a realism. 2-1 illusion.
Oh, okay. You know, they got a lucky play off there because Aaron stumped the ball in the defensive end instead of trying to make a calculated touch with it. But that's okay. It happens. Daunt now with the ball in the defensive end there. Beats out 2. Hesse has to step up for it. But Gastric Curlers doesn't have anyone in position. Now this is a dangerous ball. Oh! Okay, Wavy with the save. Wavy hopefully with the clear. Gets it past 1. Gets it past 2. Wins the challenge on the 3rd. This could be the opportunity they need as the ball bounces out for Eris. But no, Nate gets the first touch. So
Daunt has to be very careful with this.
Whoa. Okay, he gets a half-decent touch. The ball's up in the airborne. He gets knocked down.
Whoa.
Wavy comes good enough for the great save. We got 2 minutes on the clock, and it feels like illusion. They've found the 6th or 7th gear to go into in this grand finals. Now Eris with the booming of a shot. Over 1, hits the near post. But Wavy's with the follow-through, and he gets it. It's a tied game for Gastric Krillers.
That was close. To be honest, that really should not have went in. I mean, but it looks like a misflip by Nate. Again, that's a lot of pressure on both teams right now. So we are seeing a lot of mistakes that are happening.
What do you mean it shouldn't have gone in? It should have gone in before the post, but the post is clearly being paid off by illusion right now. So that's why we had to get the 2nd and 3rd effort by Wavy. But either way...
In fact, I think we have production is showing us pictures of each coach paying tribute to the post right now.
To the post god.
I mean, I would be doing it too. I mean, it's such a good favor to be pushed into.
Yep, but now it's Eris.
Eris with the ball.
Good challenge.
The Jalen. Nice little push into the corner there, getting some space for the team. Getting some demos. That's what I like to see. Gonna be Eris now. Over to Daunt. Daunt gonna be dropping it down. Not able to get the double touch. Wow, Nate right off the bat.
Oh, Jalen. Oh, okay, great save by Eris there. Pops that one up. There's still 50 seconds left on the clock. And now Don puts this right on Jalen's hood, which is unfortunate. Over to Hesse. Hesse down to Nate. But it's broken up by Wavy there, who just sends it downfield. Then it gets boomed over to Hesse. But Daunt is there. Oh, okay, Nate just picks this one up. Eris was trying to get the cross map read there as well. But Wavy, 3rd man, steps up on the wall, puts it over into the midfield. But no one's there to attack the net just yet. So Hesse gets the clear up to Nate. Nate to center field there. But Eris, another save and great clear. Chasing the ball
too far up.
Is going to get the clear there as well. Double commit there, but nobody's able to capitalize on it just yet. So far, Illusion stays safe as we eclipse the 10-second mark as that counter starts timing down. And I think Illusion want to take this to overtime. Where Gastric, they're looking for the Kriller blow right here, right now. But no, they'll take it to overtime as well.
2-2 into overtime. Now we're going to be starting up the clock as it ticks up. Hesse now with the ball right off of the kickoff. Looks like it's going to be a demo from Eris, creating some space for the team. But right now it's going to be popped up, double hit. Not expected, but it's going to work out for the team in the long run. Almost gets it, but it's knocked away. Nate now with the control, trying to look for a teammate now as it tries to push it into the net. Jalen there, not able to get it correctly. Dawn, as usual, knows for it. No, knocked away by Hesse. Jalen now, Dawn with the beautiful demo on the extension play off of a blue right now. Looking for Nate and another demo. Looks like they're going to be doing a lot of demoing, but you got to remember, if you do a lot of demoing, you don't want to do it out of rotation. Almost cost them the one right there with an open net, but it's too slow of a shot. Here we go now, popping over for the orange onto blue attack. Wavy with the ball, looking for the middleman, trying to look for it. It's going to be taken away by Hesse. It looks like it's going to be going back and forth. This overtime getting more and exciting each time the clock ticks up. And, of course, it's going to be game 3 of the best of 7. What do you think, Stims?
I think we have a banger on our hands. I mean, like, not literally because we can't hold the game, but you know what I mean when I use that turn of phrase, because this game is a banger. Just like these booming clears, the ball just comes flying, the action never stops, and Daunt tries to play it slow, has an open net here, doesn't have boost to work with, he puts it on net, and there it is! Gastric Krillers with a huge play out of Daunt to claim game 3 for themselves. And just like that, they are on the match point in this grand finals.
Woo! Now that was a good game right there. That gets you on this basically the end of your seat. And that's putting a lot of pressure on Illusions from once they had, of course, they're like thinking, okay, we have 2 games, that we can use and we can do this. Now it's just 1 game. If they lose 1 game, it's all over. They have to get this basically all the way back from a reverse sweep to take this $200 and to go into, of course, the 2,500. It's going to be a wild, wild ride for Illusion. But if we look at how things were set up, we know Illusion's getting on the board. We know they're taking shots on that. I mean, they took 13 shots, but only 2 connected. The consistency is off. How do you make that better consistency, Stim?
Well, that is the word of the night, isn't it? Consistency. And Gastric Krillers, they've been consistent from start to finish so far. Every time they're on stream, they're playing consistent. And Illusion, they've had some really great highs, but they're not consistent at that level. So while they are getting those offensive opportunities, they're not consistent in their nature, in their accuracy, in their shooting range. So maybe they don't try for the fancy plays. They take it back to their fundamentals, what they're good at as a team, what their team identity is built around. Play to their win condition and find that consistency here in this game 4. Otherwise, I feel like they'll be going home disappointed tonight, despite a second place finish.
I definitely do agree. Again, I was rooting for them, but you always got to be on top of the amazing plays that, of course, Gastric Krillers are doing right now. And we're going to be starting off the last match, hopefully not of tonight, but it's going to be game 4. If, of course, GK or Gastric Krillers takes this, it's going to be in the bag for them for, of course, $200 and a chance for 2,500. But right now, it is still a game and still a series. Nate trying to look for it. Not enough boost, and it's knocked away by Wavy. Jalen now up with the ball, looking to get it over. It's going to be touched away into the side. Nate there looking for the beautiful, beautiful touch and looking for an amazing pitch right there, but not able to. As he almost with the wheel touch in the bottom left, not able to get the angle that was deserved. And it's going to be knocked away again by Gastric Krillers. Beautiful play, beautiful defensive positioning there.
Okay, so Nate just dumps that one in. They can reset their rotation, get boost. But Don, he's just running fearless up the field right now. Does get the ball set the other way, but Wavy is there. A little bit of a weird landing there. Stops the momentum. Air is trying to drop that one back to Wavy. I like the thinking there. And that looks to be a triple commit, so the net's open there. Don puts that one in. And it was in.
That was very good. Very good positioning right here. And it really, you can see the defensive rotation from Illusion right now is a little bit hectic. They need to start getting out of that corner, all of them. Even with, Gastric Krillers, I would say could have had a better positioning right there. Instead of being in the right corner, you usually want to be in the left due to the fact that the ball usually tends to go over the net. Or, of course, go from right to left as a transition. But still worked out for them. And it's going to be putting the game 1-0.
Yeah, but now Illusion, they find themselves on the back foot. And I swear production just said Gastric has it, which means they're trying to curse them even harder. I will not have it. Not in this game 4. Not now, not ever. Gastric Krillers, they have put on a clinic here for most of their games. And it feels like Illusion Esports, they're the ones being duped. But either way, Nate the Great is trying to get something going here as well. But Ares carries this one out, is looking for a pass upfield. Actually beats the challenger, beats Tessie on the wall, has a little room to work with. Now it's just Nate on the backfield. Ooh, but he was able to get the touch out, clears the ball, buys some breathing room. Now Wavy and Jalen fighting for this ball in front of the net. And unfortunately or fortunately, depending on which side you cheer for, it goes wide into that back corner. Now Ares doesn't get that ball far, loses the challenge. A good clear there, but Wavy with a better save. And this game, this series, it's intense.
Again, all in the same corner. They need to be able to position out a little bit better. It's going to be almost a shot on net right here. If it was going to be jumping out a little bit more, Ares would have been there. It's going to be a nice little pinch by Nate. Wavy there to intercept. Eris in the corner of the blue, dropping it down to Daunt. Shot on net. It's in.
Ooh, that was beautiful.
Beautiful,
Great pass
beautiful
down
control.
to Daunt.
See, this
You
is
can
what
see
I'm
that's
talking
what they were
about.
going
Take
for.
your time. Take your time. That was beautiful play. That's the kind of stuff that I actually really love to see in Rocket League.
Oh, it's just good Rocket League. Now that's a dangerous ball there. I'm ignoring what production said about wanting reverse sweep. How dare they prolong this series? But either way, it's Daunt trying to carry this ball out. Hesse's going to be able to collect this one most likely, but Eris is actually up for it first, over to Wavy. Wavy doesn't quite get the read and the redirect needed there. That's okay, he just waved by them as he sailed by them. Now Jalen up into the corner, but Wavy is there. Wavy beats, or looked to beat Nate, but Nate wins that challenge as well. This ball is upfield for Jalen. It's going to be the MVP coming up big, and no, Eris! No! No, Eris, you don't put that in yourself.
That was a huge mistake by Eris. Should have let Wavy get that ball to push it out, but instead try to get the touch and put it in themselves. It's going to be 1-2. Still a lot of room to work for Illusion here. That goal was given to them. And of course, it's going to be ended right here by Eris to make up for it.
What can you say? Eris giveth, Eris taketh away, or whatnot.
I guess you could say it's like painting a picture like Aristotle. I don't know, wait, was Aristotle like a... Anyways, it's still amazing like Aristotle.
He was a philosopher.
Same thing. Making words.
What do you mean words?
Things.
Oh. If anything, we're closer to being a philosopher than Aristotle is to being an artist. Unless he was an artist. Because all Greeks were artists in history or whatnot. You know what I mean.
Well, to be honest, like any kind of work of art.
Disclaimer, we are not history majors. Take any sort of history with a grain of salt.
We're just trying to create puns here, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to make it amusing.
Either way, Eris is looking for another pass off the ceiling. Gets the delayed drop
Oh
down.
my gosh.
Nearly gets the tip
Oh
in.
my
Daunt carries
gosh.
this one through.
Oh my
And
god.
Daunt will not be denied. And that will be a 3-goal lead here with 39 seconds left on the clock. Now, if Illusion want to get back into this game, they need to average 1 goal every 13 seconds.
So can I say from my professional experience, I don't think it's going to be able to happen with this.
Oh, your professional experience could be right. Who knows? Maybe Illusion show why they're number... I don't know. They'll be number 2. There's 22 seconds left on the clock. It's a 4-1 game in game 4. The 4s are lining up, and Wavy just gives them a freebie.
Eris was in net again. What's going on with Eris?
Okay, bench Eris.
No, it is Wavy. Okay, well, Wavy and Eris still.
Well, Wavy put it in, but Eris was creeping up on that rotation. Probably should have been hugging the back post a little bit more there, just in case something went.
That is something I can definitely agree
a little
with.
bit wavy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
They ruined it.
Yes, they did.
Oh, they ruined it.
Thank you.
Oh.
And there it is. Everyone here who has been watching the stream from the beginning to the end, we have witnessed the rise and not the fall of Gastric Krillers as they take the grand finals in a 4-0 sweep. I couldn't quite see it in game, but I swear on the front of every car they had little brooms.
Little brooms. Just stop. Cyril, come on, dude.
I mean,
wow, little brooms.
You got mud flaps on the rear, so you put brooms on the front. It makes sense.
No, that does make sense. But the same of it as well, though, that was amazing plays by Gastric Krillers. Definitely, I would say it was definitely very, very weird for this series and in the last 2 games. A lot of these, shots on net should not be going in. A lot of mistakes from both teams. And I guess, at the end of the day, it's always going to be the team with less mistakes that's going to win. And, that, I don't know, that last game was just not a final game for me. I feel, but it was still an amazing series beforehand. It was still amazing teams. We've seen a lot of commitment from both of these teams, going all the way from the top to the bottom to the top again. And that's what we call Rocket League. And anything involving a car and a soccer ball is something that we love to cast for, because it's always exciting. We don't know what that ball will do. We don't know what that car will do. And most certainly, we don't know what that MVP or that most valued post will do. Because when it comes to Frost Esports, everything is always at a chilling event.
I honestly couldn't agree more. It was an exciting tournament or qualifier from start to finish, and this was qualifier number 5. It was the last one. That means a huge congratulations to all the teams who advance to the Avalanche Cup with that massive prize pool of $2,500. It's one heck of a prize, and I hope the best team does indeed win it. So, congrats to those that advance. My condolences for the teams that don't quite make it, like Illusion. I know Dirty was cheering for you, but I'm sorry. I'm rubbing in the salt just a little bit more here tonight on the broadcast. You played a
So
good game.
toxic.
Gastric played it better. But yeah, overall, I had a fun casting every single team, every single player that showed up here tonight to play Rocket League. Thank you for putting on a spectacular performance here, for playing the game to the best of your ability. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I just heard that top two qualify. So congrats to you, Illusion. You don't win the qualifier, but you still make it through at the end of the day.
Exactly. And, something I could say is you're definitely going to probably see those teams facing each other again in the qualifier for, of course, not the qualifier. I apologize for the $2,500, which I believe is tomorrow. It's going to be a huge event. It's going to be fun, and I can't wait. So hopefully we see a lot of you guys over there for tomorrow. We don't know who will be casting. Hopefully I'm trying to get through some of these guys' brains I really want to cast tomorrow, because I don't get to cast a lot. And it's always a huge amount of fun doing everything for you, everything from trolley sponsors to merch. And most importantly, I just want to say, as always, thank you so much for Frost Esports for hosting these events. Thank you so much for our fan base and the amazing community out there. Every 26 of the viewers out there, thank you so much for staying tuned. If you were here through the whole thing, hoorah. Thank you so much for supporting us and the community. And of course, as always, I will always end this out. Congratulations, of course, to the amazing team who won first place today, which is, of course, the Krillers. And as always, to end it all out, thank you so much. Stay frosty and stay dirty. We'll see you guys tomorrow with a $2,500 prize pool.
He rambles too much. Either way, the important thing is you guys made this stream awesome. Thank you to everyone. I've been joined by Dirty. I am Cyro Stims. We probably won't be casting the finals for the Avalanche Cup, but it doesn't matter because we were
Yes,
here
we will.
tonight.
Yes, we will.
Okay, Dirty is delusional. He has grander illusions, whatever. We've established this here tonight with his choices and predictions. But either way, thank you. Have a good night. And that is it for us on the broadcast. And also shout out to the broadcast crew for supporting us and cursing teams.
Stay dirty, everybody, and stay frosty.